Yeah, so you like everything?
It's all set.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, so we'll go out because of the fibers made on them. If I was just the one that might into it. So I've already talked to White about this text. We're gonna say we're gonna bring it to our founding shop and it will make it. Okay. If we're not making the same thing when you get it done with the yeah. Yeah. Company would not have survived without and cooperation of the sheriff.
Morning, folks. I'm gonna mute right quick. If anybody else wants to say anything, you can. Can mute everybody. All right. Good morning.
Hey, Jerry.
What's everybody doing?
Not bad.
SDC here. I was looking at this around 6 o'clock this morning. Been a pretty good downtrend here. Really cheap. If this thing breaks 530 this morning, it's gonna be short. People's got these smaller accounts. That'd be a good short. See how it's consolidating right here at pre-market. It's bounced. They would bounce back through and fill the gap to the top side or a little lower. Let's look at Tesla. Tesla's still kind of hovering inside. Still think Tesla moves this way. Let's look at Roku. Go ahead.
I was going to say, doesn't Tesla have like a big AI meeting next week or presentation or something for artificial intelligence?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. They could, though.
Jerry, on Tesla yesterday, did you already own Tesla from the night before and you dumped it?
No. I'm holding a call from yesterday, though.
Because yesterday, all of a sudden, you said Tesla long out.
Yep.
I mean, you weren't in there more than 5 seconds.
Yeah. Now, yesterday I took it long at open. So 927. Yeah. So it went long yesterday. Make sure on the right day here. Try to show you right there. As soon as it came back through this range right here, red and green, so it made a higher low here. It went long. We targeted it the open and the high right here. And there's another entry too. Can't remember exactly where it was at. Yep. The key level on Tesla is still going to be that 722 level. We could see that. I tell you this: if Tesla breaks 715 this morning, it's going to be long immediately for a scalp. In the first 30 minutes of the day, I'm scalping. Usually, I'm in and out in less than a minute. Now this shorter than that. So all I'm doing is trying to build me a cushion up. Trying to build me a cushion. Let's check out Roku right quick, pre-market. Also want to look at the higher time frame, kind of see what it's doing. It's bouncing off that pivot. It's trying to come back through. We could see another push today. It's really chopping right inside. We want to see it trying to break. It's going to be a pullback to the upside here. So right off the bat, XE breaks 184 this morning, guys. It's going to be long. We'll target yesterday's high. Okay. It's up in the top 25% of range. Higher time frames. It's expanded to the 4 hour, trying to come back up. This could just be a pullback to the downside on the 4 hour, though. Let's look at Amazon. Amazon's gapped up a little bit this morning. It's still sitting sideways here. Shop. Shop's going to gap up this morning. Probably going to put that gap pretty quick. You see on the weekly here, it's bouncing. Hammer's kind of that shooter, still in a really tight range on the 4 hour and the daily. Not much going on. All right. Market's gonna open. Just a second. So let me get this ready. I want to pull Tesla up first. I'm gonna go ahead and get some Tesla ready. All right. Looks like Bobby gapped up this morning. Could gap up pretty quickly. It's been choppy. Shop gapped up, Momo Hammer. Novak's gapped up. Shop's long right now. Shop is long. At a shop. That was quick. Dang it, boy. I let me some shop first thing in the morning. That's the quickest $10 I've made in a long time. Ernest's pushing up right here. We off to the races. SQP PMG up. Myrna breaks 498. It's gonna be long. Myrna will be long when it breaks 498 here. That's to kind of come back up. Shop. What a fucking move. I mean, literally 10 seconds. But I was trying to make the 15-minute pivot here. Costco shopping sideways, sideways shopping. PayPal's trying to push right here. Etsy Roku's kind of pulling up a little bit. UPST's trying to go long. UPST. Tesla's short here. Shop's still ripping. God almighty. All right, UPST breaks 141. It's going to be long here. Actually, 140.20. Gonna get those ready. It's breaking consolidations daily. UPST's long right now. Shop, jeez. I'm gonna try to get back in the shop here.
DocuSign.
Damn. DocuSign. Add a Tesla here. Damn, Tesla's crazy. Shopify's moved $13. I'll be looking to get back into in a shop on some kind of pullback. Look at it, that's why you got to be quick, boys. Pulled back 80% of range already. Tesla is just a garbage crap hole. It's in a really tight range. Hopefully this thing will start to turn 2-2 back up. If it does, I'll take it back at the high of the day. Automatically, if Tesla breaks 711 here, we'll target long. If it breaks 707.23, it'll be short again. All right. Put it dock here right quick. BA trying to PMG up. I'm looking for SQ, Roku, and Etsy to go short. Docu looks pretty good here. Breaking at 60 pivot. Let's look at the higher time frame. Drop quick. Oh shit. All right. Docu's looking really good, breaking a week, day, month all at the same time. So we get it ready. Docu's long, guys. Looking for Tesla coming back through right here. Docu's breaking month, day, week. Yeah, Docu's breaking a week, day, and a month, and a 4 hour. This thing can go another $5 or $6 here. Shop pulling back pretty good here. BA's coming up the 15-minute pivot. It's breaking 60 right now, so let's pull up BA right quick. Oh shit, Zoom's breaking too. All right, we want to make sure this is not expansion here. We're going to go back through range. BA's making a nice push here. Target's going to be 239. Let's see if we can get an entry into it. It breaks 234.15. BA is going to be long. All right. That's breaking a 60, 30, 15, and a 5-minute pivot here. Do-do-do-do-do. Docu. Carvana pushing this morning. Ooh, shit. Carvana is going to be long, target 372, and then all-time highs. Carvana is going to be long as soon as it crosses 367.20 here. Carvana is going to be long when it crosses 367.20. Still watching Tesla here. Bob is ripping here.
Wayfair looks interesting too.
Thank you.
I think it already made the move, but
Bob. Ooh, there goes shop again. Shit. All right, I'm able to get back in the shop right here. Shop's long right now. Shop is long again. 212 continuation measure move right here. Should be good for $10. I'm gonna target $72 here and cut it. I probably won't be in it. I'll be in it less than a minute. I don't play with them. I don't play with them.
TTD is long too, Jerry.
TTD. Thank you, sir. Autodesk trying to break 60. Come on, shop. Push, girl. Push target on shop is the 30 and the 60-minute pivot here. Autodesk trying to break the 60. It's flat top breakout. Needs to break 34.06. Autodesk is currently inside. Momo hammer up. The measured move is $1.20, which is not that much. We are getting volume pushing up through though. So if it breaks 334.20, it's gonna be long. Come on, shot, push, girl. Tesla breaks low today, it's gonna be short. SE's trying to go short. Roku's trying to go short. Saba pushing here.
Watching Snap here. Smaller accounts.
Snaps on my Bob list. Gotta be careful with it. It's got a big wick on the 80.57 level. It's trying to break 60.30. It needs to break that 80.60 level. It'd be long. That wick's scary, but it don't mean it can't go through it. It can. So Snap will be long when it crosses 80.60 here. Got a big measure move candle if it wants to break through. Novak's pumping. Novak's is pushing here. Novak's 212 continuation here. Boy, it's been gapping up and gapping down. Novak's is too volatile right now. The only reason being it is showing a long signal, but Myrna's inside, so it's not. There's a divergent going on there. SC short. SC's going to pull back, come back and retest that $300 level. SC short, first target's going to be 305. SC short. Next level, what I can see today is 295.87. SC is short.
Check out Beyond again.
Beyond. Baidu short for gap fill. There's a lot of red and green and green and red. Beyond's gonna be long when it crosses 135. The only thing is I think it's not gonna make it there, or it might make it pull right back down. Looks really good. I think this weekly target's 142. It's still a long signal, but it needs to cross 135.20 before it's long. So Beyond will be long when it crosses 135.20. you want to give it 10 or 20 cents above that wick because that big wick's scary. SC still breaking down here. SC still breaking. It's expansion on a 4 hour down. Expansion on a 4 hour down. SC a short hit first target here. I'm gonna go ahead and put a hard stop on this one. I'll see if it can go. Let's see what it can do. All right, here's my, well, here's the first 5-minute candle. We got a lot of stuff breaking through, but pulling right back. Be careful with them. SE got a Momo trying to do a Momo shooter down here. PMG 60 down. Tesla short. Nvidia short. Tesla's starting to wick. So I'm gonna be in and out of this thing pretty damn quick. Docu's trying to come back up again, and BA is trying to push. Come on, shot, push, damn it. Let's go. Get it, boy, get it. HD Big Momo pin hammer. Shot, give me my money. Come on. Novax. Nvidia. Nvidia's in really, are not yet. All right, out of the shop here. Murder trying to come up here. Shop, thank you very much. It's dirty on the way up. PFE's on this thing. I saw this last night. PFS got is a beast of a chart here. It needs to break 4680. This is good for small accounts too. It needs to break 4680 before it's long. Shopify. I got scared there for a second on Shop. I was gonna get stopped. Oh shit, Etsy. Etsy came right up to 15. I missed it. Shit.
Wayfair put in.
Right there. Novak's still pushing. Damn. Wayfair starting to slow down just a little bit. Boy, it's coming back through range there. It looks pretty good. 212 measured move on the 4 hour. And Novak's is just not going to stop today. Novak's up $21. Target on Novak's is going to be 246. I'm not in Novak's. All right, Etsy's either going to reject and go back through range, or it's going to actually, it needs to break that pivot 15. Amazon pushing right here. Amazon's going to be long when it crosses 33.50. Amazon's going to be long across 33.50. It's going to be strictly a scalp. See on the weekly there, it's a 2-2 trying to come up reverse down. It's got a nice huge red candle to come up. Need to fill that gap. Amazon's long right now for a scalp. Amazon is long. Texas fishing goes short here. Target on Amazon 33.55. It breaks 55, can quickly come up to 73. Texas still short here. Tesla dying. This is the garbagest thing I've ever saw in my life. Tesla's short, and it could fill the gap down here. So this is what happens when you get a compound inside bar. You get a lot of chat, boys and girls. Amazon's still pushing here. Come on, pick me out. Tesla's dying here. Target's going to be this wick on the 60, 705. is a target dollar away. Go ahead and start selling before it gets there. Out of Amazon here. I'm not going to take a chance with it. Thank you very much, Amazon. I appreciate you. Target on Amazon is still that pivot on the 30 here. I'm just not going to chance it. I'll take my money with it. All right, here's my favorite candle of the day at 15. Docu's supposed to go inside up, so you can add to it. Docu. X is pushing too for people like them smaller. Let's get the small accounts. X. I'm still holding some X from yesterday. Ooh, 2787. These are break back up. 2787. Otherwise, it'll roll back over. Man, I'm up on it from yesterday, so it's kind of deceiving. Novak fits go inside up. Shop fits go inside up. Amazon's long right here again. So, yeah. Come on, go back down. It was inside up. What I want to see is all these big red candles start to curl and come right back up to the range. Costco's fixing to go long. I love these big red and green candles. I love them. Costco needs a break for 43.50. It'll be long, and that'll take the 60 up. Shopify's long right now. SHOP is long. 212 up. Big old measure move. Costco's long right now. Costco, people, okay. Costco, what you doing? Shop's long and Amazon's long. 212 up, 2 candles, boys. Now we're looking for Tesla to do that reversal coming right back to range. Amazon is long, hit target there. Hit target 1530. A lot of times you'll see volume push. Now it's getting past these wicks here. There's a lot of resistance at 33.56. Needs to break 33.56. It's breaking it. Next target on Amazon is actually 33.73. Wants to push. Tesla short. Momo shoot her down. She's still dying. She's still dying. Autodesk trying to break. It's failed to break there. Keep an eye on Etsy here. It's trying to break 15-minute pivot. Shopify is still going to the moon here. Shopify can run the rest of the week. Who knows? Shopify is just ain't gonna stop. Shopify
Apple.
$25.
Apple's breaking.
Awesome.
Still got some inside mother bar thing going on there.
Apple, damn, that's really good. Kind of extended here. Needs a pull back to hop in it. It's wedging. It's actually flagging right here on the weekly, trying to come back through. Let's see 150. It's making some moves. Add a Shopify again here. I'm not going to chance it. Docu went 212 up. Docu's long right here. Add to it, people. Tesla's still puking.
Think Snap's clear now?
I don't know. I just got an alert on it though.
No, it's still wicking.
Yeah. Damn, Tesla, boys. Hey. All right, Tesla's short for gap fill here. PMG down. It could see $700 again. Absolute garbage. We could take it either way. That's one reason I don't like the swing stuff. This stuff's unpredictable. Etsy's long right now. Etsy is long. Come on. Etsy long, breaking at 15. Momo hammer up. There's pretty good resistance right here at 187.08. Needs to break 187.08. That can take it to 192. Ooh, Arna's coming down. I got some big stuff there. You got a big hammer. What's going on in the world? Bob is fixing to go long here. Again. 951. Bobby, you look on the daily, this thing's just gap after gap after gap. Sharp's trying to go at it again. Oh shit, we're missing Zoom. Netflix is to go long. Zoom breaks 393. It's gonna be long right here. Zoom. Target's gonna be 395. Gap fill at 396. It was 2-2 right now on the daily. Can quickly come up to 406 if it wants to. Same pattern we saw on SQ the other day. Shop's still pumping here. Flower breaking. Autodesk is trying to wick back through again. Rejection coming back down. I want to see Tesla start to reverse here and come back there. Amazon broke through that 3060 here. Can reject and go back through range, start chopping again. Let's pull up my video here. A lot of times we get on these reversals, 2-2 backed up. All you gotta do is wait. Nvidia's long right now, target 204.09. Nvidia's long, target 204.09. So 2-2 reversal back through. Bring it up, I'll show you what I'm seeing. It wicked out here, come right back up, broke through pivot with a close. All right, targets right here, or not target entries right here above these two wicks. That's the strongest resistance support. It also is connected to this part here. We should quickly see at least the target here and here, what we should say. We want to see 204.09, and then we want to target the top of that wick at 204.25. Amazon breaks high today. It's gonna be long again. Coming up a big, nice, big red candle on the 60 over here. So let's look at this big candle. When they come back through, it kind of blocks all the garbage behind it. So again, this candle right here, that big red candle there, there's resistance right here. It broke through it. Now it can quickly come up through here. This red candle blocks all the garbage behind it. All right, so target's going to be right there. All right. Now what you do is go on a 5-minute here for entry. Entry is going to be anytime it breaks the day's high. All right, right here. So here's the high. If it breaks that high there, it's long. All right. You scalp it before 10 o'clock. Amazon's long right now. So you see it popping up on a 5-minute there. Why? It's coming up that big red candle. If you want, you can target individual candles. Next target 33.59. Zoom pulling back. SQ fishing to go short again. That's where you make the most money in the first 30 minutes of the day. Most of the move. SQ short right this second. SQ short. What are we doing? We're going to target the bottom of this big green candle. Same thing, but reverse. Target's 273. Before 10 o'clock too, so you gotta keep that in mind because anything can happen. To be a switch flip. Price come back down. Let's pull up the weekly right quick. I want to show you something on the weekly. Right here, price expansion. See it wick through that pivot every single time, 2 times. Now it's starting to reject and come back to the range. It's still in a pretty good uptrend here, so it could just be a pullback to the upside. So almost mindful of that. But right now it's rejected. We can see it down here that made a lower high on the 4-hour and the daily. Wicks on the top of the candle. We see it on the 30 and the 60, and we see it breaking down here on the 5-minute for continuation of the move on the 30-60. DocuSign reverse come back through, and we're looking for a reversal on Tesla. So I'm gonna get you a Tesla entry on the 5-minute. This thing's a choppy shithole. I can tell you right this second, if it breaks 307 or 703.80 is short instantly. All right, so all it's doing is a pull back to the downside. People take profits. It is in the midst of a gap. All right, so it can quickly fall through that gap before turn around. If it breaks 703.99, it's short. It needs to break 707.06 to be long. First target's going to be this resistance at 710.18, and then pivot 712, 715, 718. There's the levels. Let's take a look at cost. Costco trying to break. Costco's finding some strength. It needs to break 443.21. That'll kick the 60 up here. And look at the fucking higher time frame. Beautiful. You got a beautiful monthly week. It in turn make a beautiful lower time frame here. Costco breaking.
Hate to say it, Jerry, but what do you think about GameStop?
Oh shit.
I try to stay away from these
looked really
things.
good the other day. GameStop looked really good the other day. Let me see one second. Let me try to see what we do. Etsy's long here, boys. GameStop looked really good on the higher time frames. Etsy's gonna be longer. Add to it when it breaks 188.43. GameStop had a PMG set up on the 4-hour. So if you look on the 4-hour here, it's curling. You see it on the weekly curling back up here. It's on its way. It's a 212 measure move 4-hour. It's good for 152. Dang. So it's a $10 measure move here. Right now it needs to break 166.20. That'd be long. 166.20 to take it long. Look at the volume on it. It's starting to decrease just a hair. But looks good. Costco kicking ass. Costco long here. Yeah, GameStop break 166.12. That's long. Etsy, what a beast. HD, big hammer up. Target's gonna be at a 30 pivot. Zoom trying to go again. Zoom needs to break 393 to be long. Costco, I love you. All right, Zoom breaks will be targeting 402. It's 2-2 up on the daily. Again, if it breaks out, 393 will be long.
Jerry, do you have a target for Carvana?
Carvana, I love Carvana. Carvana's flat topping right now. It needs to break 372.10. If it does, you're going to add to it. First target's going to be 372.01, that pivot. Besides that, we have a measured move. Let's see when that is. Damn, this thing can move $20. There's really not a measured move. You can probably pull up Fibonacci's. What I like to do in that circumstance is look at the ATR, but it's already over the ATR by 10%. You know, there's no telling. Let's see here. Here's a measured move right here on the 15, 360 by 70. Target's gonna be 380. Your stop on this thing's gonna be 369. The video's fishing go long if you're not in it.
Hey, Jerry, can you please take a look at TTD?
Sure. Costco breaks the high here, gonna add to it. Amazon's supposed to go long when it breaks the high. Now we're after 10 o'clock. Now we're looking for these moves to stay in them a little bit longer. CRWD's broke above pivot 15. Retesting could go long here. TD looks pretty good. Needs to break 89.30. Kind of extended on the 30-60 minute.
No,
Oh, shit.
I'm already in it. I just wanted to know, how do I measure the move?
Target's gonna be 91.84. Your measured move target, well, you measure from the base of the 15, 83, to the top of the body, to 87. So it's a 4-hour measure move. 87. So 91's target on this thing. These are
Thank
measured
you,
moves
Jerry.
on 30-60. Yeah, you're welcome. 30-62, but I like to be more conservative, realistic with the move, so I usually go for the 15.
Should I
Also, the-
continue to hold or just take the profits right
Yeah,
now?
yeah. Hang on to it. Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Your stop is at 88.20. Actually, you know what? I put my stop at 88.50.
Thank you so much, Jerry.
You're welcome. Amazon's supposed to go long here. NVIDIA's long. Yeah, hang on to it. Unless it gives you a signal to get out of it, stay in it. Etsy's still long here, guys. And again, NVIDIA, we talked about this a few minutes ago. NVIDIA's target's this pivot here. The pivot and then the wick. All right. I'm trying to show you what I'm thinking and how I'm doing it. Amazon, I'll show you Amazon right quick. The signal for Amazon is going to be at wick here 5 minute. There's pretty good resistance. You can see it on the 60 minute at that same range. Amazon will be long when it crosses the top wick here, 33.56. I give it 20 cents, 50 cents above that, so 33.60.50. All right, 33.60.50. All we're doing is taking highs and lows. That's all we're doing, and then we're looking for reversals along the way. Etsy. All right, you got rejection here. I can tell you this. Amazon breaks 33.50. Target's going to be 33.48, which is not that much, but it'll usually get there. All right, we got Microsoft popping up on the bob. Looking ugly. All them wicks in the 5 minute. Shows weakness. PFP starting to roll over. Wells Fargo, what are you doing? Wells Fargo wick inside of compound 1. Coca-Cola, what are you doing over here? Same thing, compound inside of 1 right here on the 5 minute. Needs to break 57.05 for long or 56.78 for a short. Well, other than that, it's like garbage. Baba could get Phil. Who knows? Take a look at that. Tesla, if it breaks the low of the day, it's short here.
Jerry, what about AA?
1 second. Baba's fixing to go short here when it crosses the low of the day. So 196.40. Baba's short right now for gap fill. Target's 195.30. Not a very big move, $1. AA. Oh shit, yes. AA is long, but you gotta wait to get in it now. Target's gonna be 44.42. Nice move. Takes that, I'll take the month up. Here's a small pullback here, across at $42. It's long, 42.01. AA.
And X is running in parallel to it.
Nice. Yeah, it needs to cross that $42 level. With the smaller tickers like this, these psych numbers are very important. Very, very important. More so than on a bigger ticker. That's where institutional hedge funds are buying at.
I think someone mentioned it the other day, took it off my radar, but 5 after I broke that 201 area, just took off. Jerry, with this docu, if it breaks below the stop, I guess the stop would be at 310, 64, 310.50 or something like that.
Yeah, docu's gonna go short here in a second. It might. Shop short right now, guys. We're gonna target low of the day. Docu's gonna be short if it breaks consolidation 310.50. So if Docu breaks 310.50, it's short. We're gonna target open 308.35 and then pivot low 307. It needs to hold. If it's going to move higher, it needs to hold 310.80.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Just sideways right now. But if it breaks.
Yep, just sideways. Yeah. Damn, AA is kicking ass, guys.
Jerry, when you get a chance, could you look at FCX?
FCX.
No,
Yeah.
Foxtrot Charlie X-ray. Copper. FCX.
X-ray. Say it one more time.
It's Freeport McMurray. FCX.
AA's long here, guys. If it breaks 42, it can see 43. FS6, yeah, it's good, but it needs a pullback to get in it. Yeah, so it's making higher highs on the or higher lows on the weekly here. Weekly target on this thing's 38.90. Looks really good. If it breaks the high right now, it's long, 37.12. Remember, you only need some kind of pullback to get in the damn thing. So if it pulls back on the 5 minute and starts to break the high, it's long. Shop short here, guys. So FCX went long right now, so it's long right this second. Target's gonna be pivot high 60. Yeah. So all you need is some kind of pullback. Novak's trying to go 212 down reversal. Holy shit! I got to kick that. That's all right. I'll take it. I must have said a limit without knowing it. I'll take profit in the day of the week. I'll take that profit.
Guys, BA is pushing.
Who? BA is nice. All right. Novak's is short here, guys. BA. AA, what a beast. BA needs to break high of the day before it's long. It did go too long, but the target's only going to be the highest day. It needs to break it. So BA is going to be long across the 243.20. Still going to target that daily pivot. Yep.
When you're looking at the measured move on Carvana, how do you estimate and how do you give it better odds for measured move?
I don't measure the wicks. I measure only the body. I round the numbers to so 360 by 371 $4 roughly. Target's going to be 376. Docu short here. But here's the thing: if it breaks below 368.90, it's you need to cut it. It can reverse on your test is short. Right now, it's in a compound inside 1 on a 5 minute. Anytime price chops sideways, it could go either way. All right. So it could, when it's in a chop, the thing about chop is it could break out and go either way. So that's what makes it dangerous. Of course, we always want it to go back in the direction we want. You know, it's just consolidation for the next leg up or down. So your stop should be 10 cents below this area right here. But I measure the body and I'm rough with the measurements. And say that's a $4 move, I'll usually take profits around when it gets about 350. So I'm very conservative. It's best to take profits before it gets to it because they're so, sometimes they're so powerful. Sometimes they're so powerful they can go, they can reverse instantly. Sound like money. Docu short here. BA's trying to break. The only problem is BA, the target is 15 on the 15-minute. HD just broke too. Carvana is consolidating. It will break one side or the other. Tesla's short here, guys, and shop is still short. HD's long. There's that big hammer right there. Let me show you on the 15 what I saw this morning. Hammer right off a pivot. See it actually expanded through there. That wick expanded through the pivot, taking this stop out here, hammering right back up. It went basically inside here and up. It broke through the pivot. As soon as it broke through there, it's long. Target's going to be here, the wick, this area here, and then PMG up. Target here, here. And then ultimately, we're going to target pivot high. It's trying to come back down. Roku's dying here.
Jerry, what are you looking at for a target on Tesla?
Tesla, man. First target's gap fill, and then pivot low. A lot of times they'll go right to gap fill, and then it'll turn around and go back another direction. So you gotta be careful with it. Let's see here. Come on. First target's gonna be 726. I'd actually, and there's pretty good resistance at 70192. I'd probably sell it. If it breaks above 70480, I'd sell the shit out of it. Because right here on the 60, you know, we're always going to target the gap fill, but I got to show you something right here on the 60. Right here's a lot of support resistance here. See right there. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4 touches, very strong. You can see it came right to it and starting to wick there. All right, so it could start to reverse here. What we want to do is go inside here and then pull back through, but it's best to have a pretty tight stop on it just in case. So your stop is on. I'm showing the 5-minute here. It's on the closest support resistance level. Right now, it's right here. There's a lot of resistance right here. It would take a shit ton to break back through that area. So if it breaks back through this area right here, there's a problem. And you just need to cut it. Right here. Basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches. You're very welcome. And besides that, I'd give it 10 cents above it. Because price would expand on that pivot. It's actually point of control right now too, where most shares are bought and sold that for the day. Shop short, Amazon short, guys. And they're coming right down a big old candle. Shop right quick. Amazon, I love shopping Amazon. I keep them side by side because they basically run together. Let's look at the 15 right quick. All right, wicked up. There's a 2 up. There's a 2 down. All right, made a lower high, rejecting. Look here, see that big green candle there? Targets the body, not the wick. All right, target body, then the wick, and then the low for gap fill here. Shop is short here. I'm not going to target all the way down here, even though that is the target. All right. I don't want to be greedy with this damn thing. I'll probably start taking profits any second now. Because I don't want to sit through a pullback on this damn thing. So I'm at a stop right there. I'm not going to chance it. AA, if you got in an AA, you should be kicking ass and taking names. Especially if you got a small account. There's no sense that you shouldn't be in this thing right here. I'm going to hammer up, starting to slow down just a hair, but 42 takes it to 43. And if you got a small account, this is where it's at right now. BA's breaking the high, trying to come up. It's broken the 60-minute pivot too. HD still long here. Add to it. We're looking for some kind of reversal on Tesla here shortly. Boy, I'm glad I got out of shop when I did. AA's long. Add to it every time it goes green. Look at shop. Let's look at shop right quick. Even though the target's down here at the base, I don't want to be in it when it starts to pull back at all. We see it reverse here. See that wick? That's the first sign of their problem. It's moving down. All right. So it wicked out 3 different times at this level here. All right. So something caused it to pull back. All right. Each time, 3 different times. It finally went short when it crossed this candle here. All right. Target was going here, here, and here. Ultimately, we're going to target that big green candle on the 60-30 minute. But it's coming back. It pulled back slightly here. Come on down, pull back here. Now we're getting a larger pullback. I tell you this, if it breaks this candle here, it'll be long. We're going to target this candle here. So we just take this damn thing up and down, up and down, up and down. All right. If it breaks this wick here, it's long to here. I usually take about 50% of these big candles. If this is a pullback here to the downside, again, we'll target these things here. Another reason that it stopped at that area right there, because right here is resistance or support. It's both, really. All right. See, it's touched it 3 different times there. That's why it went right to it and bounced. You better know about these areas here. The more candle touches, the stronger the support resistance level is. All right. Again, if it crosses this candle here, it's long. Now, to take it back short, it needs to cross this area right here. Right there. If it crosses this wick by 10 cents, it's short. Let's look at Roku here, getting pullback on it. Remember, these are not, you can't just think it's a reversal right off the bat because it's green. All right. It could just be a pullback to the downside. So just because something's green, we don't guess it's the bottom. All right. Roku right now is in a really tight chop on the 4-hour and the daily. And on the 5-minute, here's what we say. I'm going to show you. If this thing crosses, what the hell? If this thing crosses right here, this wick, it's long, okay? If it crosses the wick right here, it's long. It could be a break and a retest of this pivot. The target will be the pivot. If it breaks above the pivot and we get to close our retest and it breaks this high here, it is long. We will target this pivot here. All right. So we play these flat top breakouts. We play, bounces, retest, red and green, green and red all day, especially in the first hour, because they can move very rapid. All right. So again, if it breaks the low, it's short. If it breaks the high of this candle here, it's long. The target being here. Why? Because it's got a big red candle come up. It can quickly push up to 396. And we'd like to see it push up to the top of that candle. In this area right here, there's a lot of resistance, a lot of support in this range right here. Right there. There's a lot. So there's the levels for that one. All right, we're looking at Tesla here for reversal. It came down and hit that support. We had 4 or 5 candle touches in that one area. I've seen it on the right here. Right here. Tesla breaks above this right here. It's gonna be long, right? Because it's here's one compound 2. It's 25% above the base, and it's breaking the strongest support resistance level. It needs to break it. It's not breaking it yet. The reason we picked the strongest support resistance level because it can come up, it could touch it, and then reverse. This could just be a bigger pullback to the downside. Here's your target entry. Below this wick here is short. Above this right here is long. All right. So resistance. The reason being is there's two touches there, but on top of that, it wicked out. Every time it came to this area here and tried to go higher in this area, it wicked back twice. All right. So it's pretty strong to get through this hidden level, because that's kind of what it is. It's a hidden level. It needs a lot of buying. So a break above that by 10 or 20 cents is long. Right. And you target body, wick, body, wick. The next strong resistance level is right here. Okay. Why? Because there's 3 touches right here. 2 touches. 3 touches. Right? The more touches, the stronger this level is. Test is going to be long in just a second. Need to break it. See how it came right up that line there and bounced? Watch this. Yeah, these levels are absolutely important. See it? It touched it to a penny. Now, to break through it, it needs to be strong as shit. All right, that's all there is to it. It needs to break it by 10 or 20 cents. Now, if it comes back down, what can happen is it can come back down, bounce off this. It could break this right here by a penny. All right, and then start to go back to range. All right, it can start to chop again. All right, so it's a compound until it decides one side wins and it either breaks out the top or the bottom, because a chop is nothing more than a battle. It is a battle that's going on. AA, shit. Anybody with a small account take AA, or anybody with any kind of account take AA? HD still pumping.
I took that one actually yesterday, believe it or not, and I just kept adding to it this morning every time it broke levels.
Nice. I helped K or X from yesterday, and I must have set a limit on it this morning without paying attention, but it's just a habit, and it kicked me out. It was a nice profit, but it still kicked me out. HD still pumping here, guys. Target's going to be pivot 60. The PMG on the 30 and the 15. I love it when these candles are really tightly stacked. Anytime that, let me say this, the tighter candles are stacked together, the stronger move. Because the reason being is because there's a lot of stops stacked and they're really close. And every time it takes these stops out, it bumps up more and more and more and more and faster and faster and faster and faster. That's why they're so nice, when they're stacked really tightly in there. And sometimes it's all
4 hour.
target.
Yeah, 4 hour daily, weekly, all flat top breakout.
Target, nice. Right now it needs to break 260, 490 for entry into it. Looks pretty good. Say, yeah, beautiful chart on there. There's a 2 down, 2 up a week. Exactly what we want to say. 2 up month. All these things right here, they say red, you know, in the red, you know, some traders say you can't trade in conflict. Well, hell, you ain't gonna make big bucks if you don't trade in conflict. UPST coming up pretty quickly here. So target needs to break 264.90 before it's long. It's just a rest here before that next leg up. That's really good. Let's take a look at UPST as it tries to rump back up. Tesla hit that level, kind of reject, so it could just be a choo-choo back up. So let's pull up Tesla right quick. We can short it real quick. All right. Tesla's gonna be short here, but the only thing is the target's only $2 away. But Tesla is short right now. We're gonna target 702.81, and then it could break through there and finish filling this gap. Your safer entry is when it breaks low today. All right. HD.
Zoom keeps puking.
Yeah. Let's take a look.
Can you take-
again.
You take a look at space compared to Tesla.
Yes, sir. Zoom's going to try to fill that gap. It needs to break low of the day, 385.03. Let me take the higher time frame. Yeah, on the higher time frames, things in a channel making lower highs and lower lows inside. Wait. What was that again? I'm sorry. Did that look like Zoom or Tesla? Which one?
Space, if it looks like Tesla.
Space. Damn, there's it coming back up. Yeah, right now space chopping sideways. Been in a pretty good downtrend here. The only problem is it's starting to wick to the upside, so it could go lower here. Got a Momo shooter on the week as it rejected. It looked like it failed to make a higher high on the weekly. It tried and it failed. On the 4 hour, it looks like expansion. Now if you go back through range. Space is going to be short when it crosses 3260. Space will be short across 3060. Oh, look right here on the 15. It's why important to see all the time frames, guys. Every single damn time frame, you look at each one of them. Right here, we see a break, a retest at that level, and it's pushing down. If it breaks the low, it's going to be short. Yeah. So it's just a break and a retest. So, break. Oh, it tries to go higher, it fails, and now it's going lower. And that is a Momo shooter down. Also, this thing went inside. It's really a 212 down too. As soon as it crosses up, it comes a 2. That's why it's hard for me to show something after the fact, because that candle was solid green there for a second. It went inside. Space is going short. It needs to cross that by 5 cents. BA is trying to come up on a hammer. Space is short. BA. SE's trying to go short. Momo shooter down.
CAT and DE, they're both pushing hard.
PayPal short, guys. PayPal short. PMG down. Holy shit, K's a beast. Look at the volume on this thing. Dang it. Must be a earning run up or something. There's a 2 down trying to go in. It's inside month. Could go up on a month here. Target on this thing, the daily target is going to be 213. That's really good. Needs some kind of pullback to get in it, but it's long.
What about DE?
DE's not looking as strong. Let's look at the higher time frame real quick. Well, I don't know. The 2 down, 2 up month. Hell, the higher time frame looks better on John Deere than it does on Cat, but Cat looks better on the lowers. DE's a beast, man. DE breaks 374. It's long. I'd say 374.10. Amazon
374 is long. Though.
Yeah, 374.10 is long. Shopify fixing to go short on a Momo hammer or shooter. Sorry. Amazon came all the way back down. Nice big move. All right, guys, right here on Amazon or Shop, it's setting up to go short right this second. It's actually short right this second. Target is going to be 1563. That's to get in early. So let me get in contract here because this thing can really fucking die here. So Shop short right this second. First target's going to be 1563, but let me pull this thing up. Target's here. This thing rejected off this level right here. You can see it. Before that pivot came up, it rejected 3 times there. It's a hidden level. All right, so think of it like a hidden level here. On top of that, if you look at it, it's making lower highs. So this thing came down, pulled back at this level here. It acted as support right here. So that's going to be your target when it comes down here. Besides the target, otherwise it could just chop sideways. But it came to this level, rejected. It rejected again twice here. All right, so it went short there. There's another level there. So wick here, wick here. It's actually made a lower high on that wick there. We'll target this level here. Really, we want to target this candle here. And that's what I don't want to sit through. So we were targeting this thing earlier. That big green candle earlier, but I didn't want to sit through it. And that's exactly why. you know, could you sit through it and it can go all the way down to the bottom of that candle? Yeah, you could have. I don't want to be in it though. I'd rather cut it and then re-enter. So it hit first target there. I'm gonna see if we come on down here. I'm quick on the trigger though, so target's ultimately going to be 1557, 56. But I'm probably going to sell before it gets there. I don't like hanging on these big bastards. All right, so I'm at a shop there. I just don't want to hang on down. That's a pretty nice spike. It's about $200 spike there. Ripster put out a page yesterday on Twitter. It explained exactly what I was talking about on the spreads. So when price is in a pullback or a chop, okay, let me pull it up because I want to tell you something. A pullback is nothing more than a chop. There's an equilibrium going on. So right here, this area here is a chop. It's an equilibrium. The people selling these contracts don't know if it's going to go up or down. So what happens is, this is very important. What happens is the spread tightens up. Even on Amazon and Shop, I've seen the spreads go to 40 cents. All right. As soon as somebody wins, all right, as soon as somebody wins, the bid don't move, it's the ask. All right, the target's still here. I don't want to hold it. I know it's going to go there. I just don't want to hold it through it. All right. I'll supposed to push it again. But there's an equilibrium. So price tightens because there's an equilibrium. I don't know how to explain it, but as soon as the price moves in direction, the ask goes up. And I actually use that to my advantage because people, when they see it break, guess what? Now they're chasing the damn thing. And the key is as soon as it breaks, minus, plus a few cents, 10 or 20 cents, we'll hit it. And the spread is still pretty tight at that range. That's why a lot of times you'll get into something and you'll be green instantly, even with a market order. And it's so crazy too, because even with a market order, it can move so fast on that break right there. It can move so fast. What'll happen is you hit a market order, it'll still skip you up. And what you got to do is cancel immediately and re-enter. And in that time, the price can move $5, $10, especially in the first few minutes of the day. Amazon's short here, guys. Oh shit. Docu hit target there. Everything's rolling over. It probably won't happen for long. Let's see, Docu hit target there. Target, if Shopify breaks below this pivot here, or that wick there, it'll be short for gap fill. Then I'll look for another entry back into it. People are chasing it. They're chasing this thing down. The spread goes up, and as they're chasing it, and the ask goes crazy and shit, and they're going off the top, selling whoever wants to buy it. I'm selling out. So I'm catching the spikes. That's how it works. So don't chase anything because you'll be buying my contracts. Target on this thing was here and here. I got in about right here. Right? And the reason I had a little bit more confidence to take it was, first of all, it's in a pretty good downtrend. It's a pullback to the downside. But Amazon just did the same thing and it led. It was already down to here. And I keep it side by side because one usually leads and one lags. Sometimes they'll follow suit. The patterns look pretty similar right now. So, I'm confident enough to take it. So let's look at, this is Shop. Let's look at Amazon, okay? This is where I keep them side by side. Look at the pattern.
Etsy retesting the daily high.
Shop. The patterns look the same. The only thing is Amazon's leading. Let's look at Etsy. Etsy pushed up, broke down. She expanded through the pivot on the 15 there. She could start to come back up. Amazon will be long when it crosses 187.30. This could be a pullback to the downside, just hovering right on that pivot. So let's take a look at it. Right now, it's still in the midst of a chop, trying to come back through here. It's still early to tell. Shopify short for gap fill. And Docu's got gap filling right now. Oh shit. AA is gonna be long again when it crosses 43. 43 brings 44. That's a dollar move. Y'all should be up a shit ton if you took AA. Add a Shopify again. I'm not gonna hang on to it. Amazon breaks low day is short. AA is gonna be long when it crosses 43.05. Man, what?
Roku short there, Jerry.
Roku, nice. Needs to wait on it just a second. Make sure it's not expanded. Shop. There's a nice gap there. Docu's coming on down here. Let's pull up real quick. Hell, the last time you said that, the damn thing died all day, Corey. Oh yeah, this thing's ugly. You got a Momo shooter on the weekly trying to come down. There's a 2 up, 2 down. As expanded. Oh, it's a double top on the month. Holy shit, look at this. So you want to know about this. That's why it's important to look at all time frames. All right, right here on the month. It did pick up a little bit, expanded that range just by a little bit. Now it wicked out, so it's a hidden range, just like we'd see on the 5 or the 15-minute. Does not matter. It's the same exact pattern, guys. Same exact pattern. The double top, expand a little bit here to take out this stop. Now it's coming right back through range. So it comes down, pulls back here, so it goes inside for the rest, the next leg down. Starting to wick back a little bit. We can expect it to take back out the low of this monthly candle here. And the target on the month would be here, here, and here, and then ultimately the pivot. All right, so this thing is going down the month. We want to know about it. Right here, it broke through that 4-hour range a few days ago, 4 or 5 days ago. It needs to get below 383.91 to really kick this thing off, and that would take the month down even lower. It's waking up on the month right now. Whenever it gets close to these pivots, we've got to be careful with them just a hair. It could be a pullback to the downside. Roku will be short when it crosses 386.70. All right. Let's mark that. Let's pull up Betsy here as it breaks and retest that pivot on the 15. Oh shit. All right, guys. Tesla breaks. If Tesla breaks 707.50, it's gonna be long. And we'll target the open. Today's open. AA is longer. Add to it, guys. I can't push the button for you. Add to them. That's how you get these big monsters.
Jerry, AMD short.
AMD short. Essie's long here, guys. 2-2 up. If you want, you can wait till it breaks back above 189. The only thing is it's in the middle of a chop right here. I'd probably wait. Nvidia's puking. Amazon's dying. BA's long here, guys. And Bob is short for gap fill. Autodesk dying. PayPal still dying if you took it short this morning. SC still dying if you took it short. Oh man. Amazon breaks 33.20, 25.90. It's gonna be short. It's expanded through that 30. We want to make sure it's not expansion, and we want to see a clean break of that. Let's see here. Man. Autodesk. Autodesk, we're getting a Momo shooter down here. Target's gonna be 330.29. It's gonna be short if it crosses. We really need to cross this pivot right here. 331. Tesla's officially go long here. RH is gonna be long when it crosses 708.06. It's a flat top breakout. Ooh, look at that month. It's a 212 on the 4-hour measured move. So RH breaks 708.20. It's gonna be long here. RH is long right this second, guys. RH long. Burrow's trying to flag right here. Oh shit. It's breaking the month, the week, the day, the 4-hour, and it's flagging. So Burrow, BURL, crosses 348.20. It's gonna be long. Volume is ramping up right now this second. It does have a measured move on the 15, 30, and the 60. 35, 45. It's a $10 measured move right there. Target 355 on the stand time. Burrow. Well, what you doing? Damn. It's ready as hell on Burrow. Nvidia's dying here, guys. Amazon short. Nvidia short. Add to them. Damn. CRWD short. BA's ripping. HD's breaking. Wow. VIX coming up. These are
Tesla's
just
trying to go short again.
Yeah. Boy, it needs to break a low today to be safe though. Roku's just short. SQ still short, add to it. SC short, add to it. Autodesk is short, add to it. PayPal short, add to it. Oh man. BA still ripping. HD just went long. Amazon short. Shopify short. I don't think these are gonna go short for too long. We're seeing VIX pick up here. A lot of times they'll spike up like that just to shake out weekends.
DE and CAT keep pushing. FCX keeps pushing. It seems all the infrastructure stuff is just on a rocket today.
Nice. Yeah. This stuff's dying. I don't see it doing it for long. So it's just, for me, it's just scalps. I don't trust them. HD still ripping here. Marner 212 down. HD just broke out again. 53.35 today. $5 to 160. Dang. I was breaking month, week, day, 4-hour all at the same time. It is a 2-1 on the 60 here. Trying to go up on a hammer. So it's long right now. 5's long, target's 220.52. There is some kind of resistance up there though. Your safer bet is to wait till it breaks the high. Anything that pulls back and goes back, breaks low today, short or add to it. HD, shit. Wait for it rolled over. Docu, phew. WSM, man. Rip. Starting to curl on the month there. Good PMG on the month. WSM. A lot of buyers in there. It's clean.
A lot of selling volume on Nvidia.
Nvidia's just dying, man. Straight up dying. Sure. Target on Nvidia is going to be 198. You see right here on the weekly, it made a lower high, come back through. Tesla did the same thing when it had that split. Shop short here, guys.
Myrna's puking.
Yeah, Myrna's 212 band. Yes, sir. Oh, boy. Money, 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 money. Sava puke. Yeah, I don't expect these things to keep puking, but who knows? They like running VIX every once in a while just to kind of shake people out.
BA still vertical. Jerry, what was that entry point? 240 and change
On what?
on BA to add to it?
Yeah, you want to break. Yeah, it needs to break 236 to add to it or go on.
236. Okay.
Yeah, 236. Test and try again. Now we're getting some green candles. It could be a pullback to downside or start a reversal. Till we get confirmation on a 5 minute, we don't know. Tesla's trying to go long right now. Tesla's gonna be long over 707.65. SC still puking.
Man, I had just one of those days. Every play I got into, it didn't work.
Sometimes it happens like that. It's best to keep pretty tight stops in those days. Or take profits quickly. That's why here lately I just scalp, man. It's just safer. I don't have to sit through pullbacks. Because I used to, man. I'd be trading and, you know, I'd instantly get in something to be green. And then 2 minutes later, I'd be red. So.
Yeah, I mean, I cut them all where I should have cut, but none of them ever turned back around. So yeah, I just dust off and try again.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of trading. Some days, you know, they trend and they move pretty nice, and some days they just don't. It's just part of it. good with the bad. Plug. Looks like Plug has got a bunch of calls, $34 calls. Bullish ass side, Biden focus for 827.
Hey, Mo, what's up?
What's that?
Yeah, as much as
Like, are you?
My mic was open. 27. Let's look at the $34 calls. This is gonna be long here in a second. 7, 34. Shit. Somebody bought 8,000. Well, no, that's how much volume has been traded today. Somebody buying the hell out of it though. Somebody knows something, don't they? Starting to curl. Volume has been increasing on it the last few days. 1, 2, 3 days. Doji today though. This is long here, guys. Say, Donkey Day pivot, watching candle to 11. Myrna's short, yeah. Watch cost. Yeah, costs are starting to roll over in it. What's the complete mistake? Let's pull up Myrna. Yeah, the target on Myrna is going to be 420. So Myrna's short. It's going to be short when it crosses this low if you're not in it yet. And yeah, we're going to be targeting the bottom of this big green candle here. So the daily target's really going to be around 413. Actually 409, 4010, or 410, sorry. Dang, that's a big move down on Myrna, guys. Right now, there's a lot of support resistance right here at 458. It blew right through it. So this thing can really die today. What could happen is you can break and retest on the 60 here. That's a big ass move. That's a big old move down. So right here, it broke out. It can come back and retest this right here and then shoot right back up. This is a pullback here to the downside right there. All right, so it comes up, pulls back right there, it's going down. It went short when it crossed this candle's wick right here. And you can target body, wick, body, pivot. If it breaks through that pivot there, you can retest it and go short. And there's another big green candle to come down. So it usually stairs up, elevator down. All right. It could come straight to this pivot though. And when it gets to there, it could bounce. Who knows? Who cares? I mean, hell, if you can get right here, you're in good shape. NVIDIA, Diane. NVIDIA shorter add to it here, guys. Momo shooter down, measured move 15. That's 200. That's $2 measured move. Next target 197. I have close to that pivot. 198.53. Needs to break through that pivot right there. Shop. We're gonna let a chop going on right now. Vic's coming on up. Bring some of this stuff back down with it. Crowd. Ugh. A lot of choppy chop going on right now. Crowd target 258. Wow, it's coming down this big green candle. Pull it up right here. Well, hell, we'll pull it up on 15. You can see it on any of them. That's why I love these big red and green candles. I freaking love them. To me, a big green candle or red candle is nothing more than a gap. The reason being, price can quickly come down through them. There's nothing to stop it from just falling straight through it. And the reason they work so well because on a smaller time frame, it's just a bunch of red or green candles stacked really tightly together. That's why you'll see price can quickly push down through there. Yeah, so right here on crowd, I'll show you what happened here. Zoom out. The first thing that happened is price expanded through range. So it pushed up, taking the stop out over here. There, and it came back down. So there's a 2, it goes inside, reverses, and the entire time, what it's doing is it's making lower highs along the way. So when it wicked out and the next candle, it failed to make a new high is a problem. This candle failed to make a new high, that's a bigger problem. So this candle goes inside, started off inside, it started solid green, went red. So as soon as it crossed below this candle here, you could add to it. Next candle goes down, it actually went back inside, started green, came back down. As soon as it crossed this candle's wick here, you add to it. And price can quickly get through there. Got a big shooter on Tesla. Tesla's just better to wait till it breaks the low. It's just a really tight chop right now. Everything's starting to range again. Anytime you're inside a compound one, anything can happen. And it's always best before it breaks out one side or the other. Autodesk broke here and is retesting and try to go lower. So let's pull up ADSP. Okay. So it's a breaking and retesting a pivot. You want to know about it. All right. So price expands the range. It come up. It gapped down, has so much volume, it just puked. Now it came up, try to push back through this pivot here. All right. And now it's going back down on the shooter. As soon as it crosses this low here, it'll be an add or an entry. All right. So it comes down, pulls back, tries to push higher, it fails, and it comes back down. The reason being this prior pivot here became resistance. All right. It needs to cross this low here by at least 10 cents to be short. Otherwise, what'll happen is it can start to chop in this area until one side wins. If it breaks above, closes, at least a pullback, at least one pullback above this range, it'll be short. All right. Now, we'll see price break through. If it comes up, we get one pullback to the upside. We're going to target the pivot. Now, keep that in mind, because if we go to the scan over here, the scan right here finds that on the 4 hour. All right, so if you want to talk about swings, what you jam finds it. You got to pick for the best. You got to pick through and find the best one. But look right here, I'll show you. There's a 4 hour, price expanded through it. Now we're looking for that first pullback to the upside. As soon as we get that, we'll target this pivot here. And really, you want to be looking for the strongest support resistance level. So it needs to break above this wick right here. POG. Price expansion here. Now we're looking for a push. There's a retest. Now we're looking for leg up. So now it needs to cross this candle here. And then we can target these individuals. Ultimately targeting a pivot high. ADBV. So the same pattern, just a higher time frame. The higher time frame, the bigger the move. So this price expansion, price comes down, wicked out, ended up closing above it. Now we need to say a pullback, 2 pullbacks to the upside is even better. And it could PMG up through here. So you need at least a close above and a pullback to confirm reversal trend. Why you doing to me? Fiverr. All right, let's look at SC right quick. SC is bouncing off pivot 15. So let's look what happens. It's not bouncing completely, but sometimes they don't have to. Sometimes we need to look at all the different possibilities that could happen here. All right. This thing's in a pretty good downtrend here. So these pullbacks could be a pullback to the downside. If it breaks this low here, we're going to target here. It could push through. This could push through this right here and start to expand. There's another pivot right down here. So if we get a break below it and a retest and push down, of course, we'll take it short. One problem is the target's not very far away. Here's something to take note too. Even though just because you see a hammer, don't mean it's going to start reversing. All right. I've seen a lot of hammers that form only for price to continue down lower. Now, I love a hammer, a 2 down, 2 up reversal, but you don't take any kind of bottom unless you get confirmation, ever. Never, ever, never, ever, ever, never, ever.
JPM pushing.
JPM, they've been making some nice moves. Shop's one short here. Yeah. There's that. Sorry, I'm doing some online banking. APRE. Let's take a look at that. Saw a tweet kind of that. Wasn't special to me. It's like garbage. Let's move something in pre-market. What about? PayPal, so I can go 212. Continue on the 15th. PayPal, it could come down and see 270 here. Oh, you look on the weekly here, so I'm talking about this applies to all time frames, not just the weekly. And that's just price expansion. This is, you know, it's important to know that price expands on these pivots. And the reason being, it will keep you out of trouble if you know and recognize price expands past them. It's just a bull trap and a bear trap. So right here, PayPal expanded this just by a little bit. All right. And really, it just needs to take it out by a penny. So it took this one out, this one out, and this one out. All right. It expanded through range. Now it's coming back down. There's a hammer. It can be misleading. This is a weekly chart. Target's always going to be, well, it's going to be this wick here. Then we can PMG right back down to, ultimately we're going to target the pivot low. So it's always pivot high to pivot low as price expands. So you can come down, take out these stops, and then turn around and go right back up. It's been pretty strong in the past. Right now it's just chopping sideways. There's plenty of room to trade this thing. There's 80 bucks of range. It could do this. So you always be aware of different possibilities. It could just be a pullback to the upside here. So this could come down. This could be a pullback here, back to the upside. We don't know. Right now, we just don't have a clue. And that's why we go to lower time frames to kind of get a general direction of what's happening. So that's when we step down the 4 hour and the daily. The 4 hour. All right. So on the major time frames, we see a problem on the month and the week. We go to the 4 hour here. This thing's coming down. There's a gap. There's another gap down. It comes back to basis. All right. It tried to go higher here, and all of a sudden, it's making lower highs. All right. It's wedging right there. It breaks the wedge when it crossed this low here. It was short, and again, it targets this level here. This could just be a pullback, you know, to the downside. So that's why we always target the pivots. It breaks the pivot, you know, can go lower than that. We'll target this pivot here and a pivot right below it. This is the same pattern that we see on all time frames. There's nothing different. There's nothing different about the patterns at all, ever, never, ever. Whether it's the weekly, the monthly, the 5 minute, it's all the same pattern, and one just happens a lot quicker than the other.
Adobe.
Adobe. So PayPal breaks 272.40. It's going to be short. Nvidia's breaking here again. Oh shit, Adobe beast. All right, took the higher time frame. So right here on the daily and on the 4 hour, what do we see here, guys? It's the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over and over. It's like a damn broken record. It's the same shit over and over and over. Price expansion. What we're going to target? Pivot low. All right. So price comes up, retest. There's another retest. So it's trying to push it back through. All right. So here, it tried to push it back through. It tried to push it back through, and it failed. So if it can't go higher, then it's only got one direction to go, and that's down.
Hey, Jerry, is Etsy a short here?
It needs to get below these lows. It needs to break the low of the day before it goes short. Otherwise, it's chopping. If you look at Adobe on the 5 minute here, it's starting to wick out pretty bad on the 5 minute. It's showing a little bit of its weakness. It needs to cross 622.50. Let's pull up Etsy here. Etsy's going short, but it's better if we took it back near the top here. Let's see. Etsy. Sorry, I didn't see that candle there. I wouldn't touch Etsy unless it broke 186. 186. So let's pull it up right here. So the low of this candle right here. It needs to break below that candle, that wick right there by 10 cents. Because really, what it's doing right now is chopping sideways. That's an inside bar, and it's a 2. But really, all of this right here is a compound 1. All that's garbage. The video's short here. Add to it here, guys. The video better get you some of that. Oh, holy shit! In the video, I don't know a shit ton. What happens when I don't pay attention? Yeah, so as long as Etsy's in that range out there, it's chopping. That's all she's doing, be chopping. And the video's coming on down. Target on the video is going to be this pivot. It's almost there. Well, it did break through it. All right, it's right at it. It needs to break through it. A lot of times they'll break through on momentum. If we can break there, we can still come down and see 192. So the video is short again here, guys. Just keep adding to it. VIX is going to the moon here. Could bring SPY down with it. Well, it is bringing SPY, but let's see if we get a short on it. SPY is going to be short when it crosses 441.85. Further's going to be the pivot. The only problem with SPY is just not, there's just, I mean, 20 cents, it just ain't nothing. It's not nothing there. Keep it on Roku here. Get the support down here near the base. So let's look at Roku. Roku's kind of puking on the higher time frame. There's no doubt about it. Currently inside week shooter down. Right here on the month, it expanded range by a penny. It's, you see it on a lot of these stickers now. Expanded the range on the month just by a few pennies. Now it's coming right back down. You talking about a swing? I wouldn't hesitate to take this swing right here any day of the week on a lower time frame. All right. Look here, price expanded, taking us out just by a few pennies, and you know it could be a few dollars. I don't give a shit. But it's, the point is, it only needs to break it by a penny, all right, and then pull back. That's the key takeaway. All right. So it double topped there, expanded range, and now it's coming back there. All right. So it pulled back here. It went inside, so that was green. As soon as it crossed below that, it went red. All right. The target's going to be here. All right. I don't know about you, but it's a pretty big target. Let's get rid of this right here. I'll tell you. So 385 by 345. So that's a $40. It's a $40 move right there. Do what you want with it. Carvana's currently inside. It's double topped right here on that 60 minute a few times. Boy, but it's still showing a lot of strength. It's not a good place to be in it at this second. So we want to see that break of it. FX, place trader. Right there breaking down. 5, what are you doing? BSM. Showing some strength as well. Sonoma. clean. Let me show you this 4 hour right quick. This is pretty clean. This is consistent. It's a consistent pattern. So you got price expansion, all right? And then here on this bottom, it's a flat top, really the base of it. But the moves, it hits the top. It's making higher highs. It's pretty consistent here. It's still compound inside bar, so it's still choppy as shit, but it's pretty clean. Every time it gets close to the top up here, it rejects. This time it made a higher low, starting to come back up. This thing could come right to here. Anytime you get outside these ranges, you're just a lot safer. And that's all there is to it. Anytime you break a compound bar, or anytime you get outside these pivot high and lows, you're a lot better off. It's just a lot safer. BSE. There's a break retested at 4 hour. Wants to come up and see $98. Children's place. DocQ's consistently trying to come down. Let's look up DocQ quick. DocQ's got a pretty clean 15. UPST is trying to break that flat top breakout. Target's going to be 140, which is not that far away. If you look at DocQ, really clean. It's all right this morning for a scalp, but now it's coming down really nicely. Comes up, fails, pulls back here, pulls back, pulls back. Right at target. If we get a pullback here, the downside, we can expect to see 299. All right. Here's chop. Anytime we get outside the chop, it's smooth sailing. All right. Now as it starts to come back through this chop, it could be consistent, but anytime it gets in here, it could be more volatile. So it needs to cross here, or it's short. Rost. Rost PMG. All right, here, let me show you this right here. On the 5 minute, even if this right here is a very good move, anytime you got a bunch of red candles stacked really tightly together, it'll usually push right up through that in one candle. All right, that's kind of what we target on any time frame. Whether it's a 4 hour, the daily, the weekly, we can expect the price to come up through that in one candle. All right. So if you see something like that and price starts coming up, you can actually take it very quickly with a target being here. Right here is not so good because there's only 30 cents of range right here, so it's not worth it. But if you want to take it with the expectation of breaking the high, it'd be a good entry point right now. Right. And we can see it's a really clean chart here. Price chops sideways here, breaks out, goes up, pulls back, goes again, makes a new high there, and then it fails, comes back. And if you look at it, I mean, there's so much beautiful stuff going on here. It's not even funny. Right here's that flat top breakout, right? And when price comes up, it breaks out, and the longer price consolidates, the bigger the break, right? So it breaks on this big candle here, pulls back. When it decides to come back, so it breaks out. Now it's retesting. If you see it, come right back to it and holds it to the penny, right? And then start to come back up, right? So it's a break and a retest on the 5 minute chart. There's a flat top break. It pushes up with some volume. It comes back down and retests it. It fails to go lower. Now it's going higher. I mean, you don't get no better than that. Target's, it's long right now. Target's right here. You know, if it fails to make a new high, it can come back down and start chopping sideways here. Beautiful chart though. there's a break in your test, retesting, and on one chart, on a 5 minute. So these patterns happen on all time frames. It don't matter the time frame. It's always the same pattern. And again, when you have those stops stacked really tightly together, a lot of times it goes through them pretty damn quick. Okay.
Jerry, could you look at IWM?
Yeah. Don't look that high. The really tight range on the month, just doji, hammer, wick, hammer, doji. The wick looks like it's trying to pick up, but then it flat tops again. The daily, it's just not looking that good. A lot of gaps, a lot of dojis, really, really tight range on the 4 hour. It's starting to wick up here. I mean, you could take it long right now, but your target's only 20 cents away. I just don't, I wouldn't trade this thing for nothing. Take it for nothing.
Thank you.
Jerry, what do you think about NVIDIA here?
I still think it's gonna go short. I really do. I think it's chopping sideways here. There's a lot of resistance right here at 199, that $200 range. If we can get above $200, maybe, but by looking at the higher time frames, I don't know. The higher time frame, this thing wants to go down. Wants to go down. It is bouncing off the 4 hour, so it could break and retest the 4 hour and then bounce back up. So if I'm going to take it long, I'd like to see it over 230 cents, maybe 240 cents. Right now it's just chopping sideways on the 5. Let me pull up the 15-minute here. Anything's possible, though. What I like to happen, what happens. It's 2 different things. There's some resistance right here on this level. So it needs to clear right here. If it breaks above that, we'll start looking at taking it long. Target's only going to be, well, here first, pivot, and then here. If it decides to come back up, it can quickly come up these big red candles, though. There's a little bit more information before we take it. BA's pushing again here. DCRX. Got a volume on that thing. OCGN. A lot of call buy on this thing on the ass side. Expires this week on the $10 calls. Shit, there's 2,000 calls, 10,000 volume on it right now. The possibly come up to see 1129. It's on its way up. There's a flat top break right there at 836. Breaking 4-hour pivot. Next pivot is 1113. What's the volume look like? Volume's kind of low on the data. It is picking up on the 15 though. It's flagging. We can break 930.
What are your thoughts on Visa and MasterCard?
This has been in a pretty good uptrend. It's pulling back on the month here. If it decides to go short, target's 234. See here. It's starting to roll over. It's making lower highs and higher lows, and lower highs and lower lows. Right now, it's kind of chopping sideways, slowing down just a hair. Pivot on the 15. It's bouncing off that pivot on the 15. So it needs to break below that. So I wouldn't take it unless it broke 235.90. It's starting to slow down just a hair. It's starting to curl just a little bit. Hold up. So it's in a downtrend on the higher time frames. But if you look at it, it's starting to lose some steam. So it's sitting on a pivot right here. So it needs to cross that by at least 10 cents.
So where's the entry on that one? 239?
Yeah, 239.90. Or shit, hang on.
AMD seems to be turning around.
235.90. Yeah.
Tesla too.
Tesla can come up that candle a little quicker. I don't trust Tesla just yet though. Yeah, so 235.90 on Visa.
What about FSR? Can you take a look at it? It just looks like it's making a turnaround. From what I'm saying, the volume is like almost 600%.
Yeah, OCGN's gonna be long when it crosses 932. There's a lot of call buying going on at the $10 strike for this week. Unusual levels. A lot of calls. They're buying at the ask. The upcoming earnings expire soon. Bullish assets, the shortest stock biotech. So, you said Pfizer, FSR? Like this, whatever it is.
Yep, FSR, uh-huh.
You can get on Tesla. Tesla's gonna be long across the 710.60. No, hang on. Yeah, 710.75. Tesla's gonna be long. Target's only $1 or $2 away at 5 1. Target that big overhead candle. OCGN's long. So OCGN, FSR. Amazon's starting to curl here. FSR, let's take a look at it. FSR's curling too. Oh, nice. Made a higher low on the week. A week on it though. Doji daily 4 hours, it gapped up this morning. It's a 2 down, 2 up right now on the 15. It's a hammer up on the 30/60. Pretty clean. FSR is gonna be long when it crosses 1838.
1838, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's almost right above, just, yeah, above VWAP. Yeah.
Nice. Let's see here. So this thing gapped up, probably gapped up for a reason, I don't know why. But again, you know how they usually feel about 50%, and then they'll start to curve back up. The reason we want to target certain areas because this could just be a pullback to the downside here. We don't know. If it crosses the low by 10 cents, maybe, and price dictates how much we risk on entry. So on Amazon or Shop, I might wait until it breaks entry past $1. On Apple, it could be 50 cents. And on something this small, you know, a nickel's plenty. So if it breaks the low here by a nickel, it's going to be short. If it breaks this point here by a nickel, it's going to be long. It just keeps it out of trouble. We're picking areas. Because right now, this could be the bottom, but we never want to guess if it's the bottom or not. Let's see. And really, this area here, this is the strongest support resistance level currently, right here on this level. And the reason being is there's 3 touches. So 1, 2, 3. So it would take a lot of strength to get through there. Price can come up there and reject and go short. If it rejects off this line here, you can short it and target being here. All right. So if it comes up to here, rejects, then you can short it to here.
The infrastructure stuff looks like it's starting to turn down everything. AAX, FCX, DE, CAT.
Shop might be trying to reverse here. All right, let's look at Shop. Shop's been in a pretty good downtrend all day. So what we want to see on that, it's breaking through the 15 pivot to the upside here. We want to see a break and close above it. So here's some rules for taking these 2 backs up. So this thing made lower highs here. Of course, we shorted the damn thing a couple of times to the downside. It did hit target there, which was a pivot. And first target was the big ass green candle. Because I don't hang that long. Now it's starting to reverse and come back through. This could act as resistance as it starts to go short. So it could expand on this range here. So price expands on all pivots, the upside and downside. And it's you want to know about it because it keeps you out of trouble. So price could push up through here only to reject and go short. So to take this thing long, you want to wait till it breaks above and get it close above it. A retest is better. And then also you want to look for strong support resistance. That's this area right here. This entire area is support resistance. Right there. And we got 4 touches by these candles. So it's safer to take this thing when it breaks above this area right here. Right in there. All right, support resistance. I push and a break above, close, I pull back to the upside will be even better. And if we get out of this area here, so you take it long when it crosses here, target's gonna be that big red candle. And you know, the next support resistance is here, target, another level of resistance support is right here, and then their target. So you're always looking for these levels, right? And you have to be able to train your eyes to see them. And if there's a pivot over here, it's relevant. You better damn keep an eye on it too, because these prior pivots can act as support resistance. And if it's over there, you want to know about it. So these levels right here support resistance. They don't have to be marked by pivots. You gotta train your eye to see them. Even here, those wicks right there. Even the bottom, the wicks and the body can act as 2 different targets and 2 different support resistance levels. So price breaks out here can retest, expand, and then come back through. All right. You could take this thing short. I wouldn't take it short until it crossed here. Your safer short entry is when it crosses the low of the day. And that's all there is to it. Break, retest. So anytime price is pushing down for the most part of the day, we see it pushing down there, and it comes back through and retest. That's a beautiful thing about these pivots. Price is drawn to us a magnet. They react around them, and there's no doubt about it. It happens, and it happens all the time. Not a coincidence. It's just it's a fact. It's proven. It's the truth. Price breaks down all day. You get a retest and push down. Otherwise, we can see it pull back to the upside and start to look to take this thing long. So we need at least to close above it, and then at least one pullback, and it needs a break resistance right here too. All right. So we got to close above it. Here's one pullback. Say it's a pullback and a retest right there if you're paying attention. Pullback. So it pulled back to here so far. Right. You want to do expanded the range here. It's by a penny. When I say by a penny, I'm not literally saying a penny. It's just it needs to break by at least a penny. That number don't matter as long as it's broke one side or the other. At least a penny. Who cares what the actual number is on it? We got a lot of stuff that's broke down and it's consolidating near the base, 25% of range. Oh shit, Autodesk is pumping here. ADSK, let's pull that up. It's coming up a big red candle on the 60. So it could be a nice reversal here. Oh. Trying to show you what I say right here. Price expanded. All right. And look here. Price expanded. What it did this. Yeah. Price expanded here. Where's it going to go? Well, ultimately it's going to come up here and touch the top of this red candle. It should quickly come up through there. There's nothing to stop it. Next target pivot, and then here, and then here. And it could come up, expand this range here, and then come right back down. Who knows? Who cares? But you can quickly come up this candle. That's all we're worried about. And then target is always going to be a pivot. So right here, price moved up today. Reverse. See right here, it started making lower highs. Right here's your first sign of weakness when that candle right there closed lower than this candle here. All right. It pulled back and went short. All right. Target was going to be this candle here, the green one. All right. And ultimately, We're always going to target pivot lows and pivot highs. It moved down pretty fast there. And guess what? Here's your next sign of the problem. This candle here failed to make a new low. All right. See it start making new highs here or higher lows. All right. That's your first sign there's a problem. That's why it's important to be paying attention to these wicks. They tell a story. The bodies tell a story. The wicks tell a story. The candle sides tell a story. The bodies of the candles tell a story. Price comes down, taking out the stops here, expanding the range. It comes up, tries to test it, pulls back. Comes back up. We got to close above it now. There's the first pullback. I got to push up. Now we need to find an entry in this thing. So some kind of pullback here. As soon as it crosses the high of this candle here, it's long. So if this candle goes red to green, it's going to be long as soon as it does. And the target's going to be here and here. Again, we're in the middle of a chop right here. So when we start going through chop, it gets a little bit more tricky because anything can happen in here. It can come up and make a high and lower high and then make a higher high and then it can do whatever the hell it wants to do in there. So right now it went long, but you know, is your target far enough away to make money? Let's look at HD right quick. It's making a flat top bull flag. Let's see what 332, $332.50 target. Ultimately, we want to see 334, and really it can come back up to 335.67. It's Autodesk going along signal right this second. Pretty clean the higher time frame. We have a pullback on the week. It's been moving up pretty damn good. There's no reason why they won't buy this dip right here up. There's no reason why they wouldn't do it. Let's look at HD right quick before it breaks out. So right now, HD, look on the 5 minute there, got a flat top, pretty clear. I'm looking on the 15, I can see it without that pivot there. It looks like this. It's long when it crosses the high right there. And all this is a flat top break. It's a bull flag, and there's your flagpole. And it's a flat top break. When it breaks this candle here, by 10 cents is long. And really, your best trades come when volume starts to ramp up. I'm not seeing it. It's 3 minutes in this candle right here, and the power candle's lower than this one. A lot of times they'll fail on low volume about 80% of the time. Now, sometimes they don't, sometimes they do. It's kind of risky. Your best setups come on increased volume, and that's all there is to it. So if you're new to trading, don't take a flat top, especially after 11 o'clock, unless you see a volume increase. Just stay out of it. Safer for you. Tesla breaks the candle. This power candle is long. The video breaks power candle. It's long. Shopify is fixing to go long here.
Hey, Jerry, can you look at CVS?
Yeah.
Charlie, Victor, Sam.
Yeah. Shopify is gonna be long when it crosses 1542.30. Ready. It's safer when it crosses 1540.45. Yeah. Okay. CVS. CVS looks pretty damn good. Rocking and rolling. Breaking a 60 pivot. Volume's increasing on it. Inside week starting to curl up just a little bit. It expanded range on the 4 hour here, trying to come back through. Of course, we're always going to target that pivot high. If it breaks right now, target on it today is 83.28. Price is currently 2. So yeah, it's long right now. Volume's increasing. So volume, shit, it's kind of extended on the 5 minute though. It's ripping. I don't know why. I don't know. It's still on a long side. I think I'd wait on it though. It needs a pretty good pullback here. It'd be nice if it pulled back to 81.90. Yeah, I think I'd wait. It looks really damn good, but I think I'd wait on it in just a minute.
Okay, thanks.
Target's 82.30. The first target is. Need some kind of pullback on it for sure. NVIDIA trying to reverse here. Yeah, it's making lower highs in the 5 minute. Remember, every time frame it's on pullback, right here we see it looks like it's in a pop, but then again, we look at it deeper, closer, it's making lower highs. Don't mean it can't pop out of here, it can, but it's wedging. Making higher lows, lower highs. It's gonna pop out one side or the other. I don't know which. Also, what I see is right here, pretty good support resistance right here in this zone. See it? So the wicks and the bodies, they both actually support, and price came up, expanded that range. Even on minor support and resistance, there's expansion. All right. Every time frame is on pullback. So if we look on the 60-30 here, we don't have any green candles on it. And if you look right here, price comes down. It don't have a rest here. It's really just one solid candle. We get a pullback here, and that's really one solid candle. It pulls back right there, and now it can start to come back down. Who knows? If it breaks here, we're going to target this candle here and here. Kind of early to tell. I can tell you that it's chopping now.
Looks like Tesla's long.
Yeah, Tesla's, it scares the shit out of me right now. I think I'm waiting on it. The only problem with Tesla is it is flagging toward the top here, but your target is just not that far away. Couple dollars. Scared me. Myrna's trying to come back up. Let's see if Myrna retested that pivot. If it did, Myrna's fixing to go right back up. Let's see where she's at. Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, she sure did. Myrna's gonna be long here, guys. If you want, you can wait till it breaks that pivot on 5 minute. But look here, we talked about this earlier. Holy shit. Right here. Or maybe I showed you another ticket that had the same pattern. I can't remember. I've got some other stuff here. Look right here. That flat top there over here became support over here. It's a break and retest. We saw another ticker do the exact same thing. So it breaks, comes back down, retests it, and goes. And if you look at this, it's a straight line across this. Okay. And I get this damn thing to stay straight. See how these wicks came down just a hair here? See how the wicks came down a little bit below that line there? What is that? What is that scary thing that happened? Expansion. Price expanded. It's a break and a retest. Yeah, I showed you this on the 5 minute chart. The only thing that separates these damn patterns here is time and money. That's it. Same patterns all the damn time. Same patterns. There's a break. There's a retest of this level here. So over here when price came to this area right here, it kept hitting some wall until it was strong enough to break it. It might have been when I was showing it. I can't remember. I don't know. It finally had enough strength to break through there. Anyway, it came back to that same exact spot and bounced. And the target on this thing is the top of that red candle here, that big red candle. And then the next target is the pivot there. It's a big old move. 485. That's like $9 to there. 475. And $20 to here. Needs a break 478.40. And the good thing about this is it's coming up this big red candle here. So price can quickly come up there if it wants to. Support should be right here.
IBM showing some buying.
IBM. IBM. Expansion. You said IBM?
Yeah, a little bit of volume coming in.
I'd like to see it cross the 141.80. That's fine. Let's look at shock right quick. Could be a pullback to the downside here. It's tested this area twice to pivot on the 15th, so that's showing weakness. So let's take another look at it. Let's have a little time to pass here. All right, pull back, breaks through, expands to the range. It try to go higher. So this is a break, could be a break and a retest here. So boom, boom, down. Right. So wick, this wick did here make a higher high. So that's something you want to be aware of. It actually did close above it right here. Or not. Yeah, right there. Anytime you start seeing wicks there, it tells you that there's some kind of problem going on. It's having a hard time breaking through it. If it breaks this level, you could actually take it probably short when it crosses here, the target been here. It's safer to take it when it crosses here, the bottom of this candle. Trying to break, retest. And it's also expanding the range too on the pivot to the upside right there. If you look, it's touched one time, two times, three times, four times. To be a real trend line, it needs to touch at least 3 different times. Tesla is throwing a long signal. I just don't trust it though. I don't trust it.
It's coming at 7:12.
12 o'clock. HD broke that flat top. All right, let's look at HD here because it's on that pivot. All right, so it hit the target there. This is what it's going to do. So target on Tesla, I didn't take it. I don't trust it. The target wasn't that far away. Here's the pivot here. So that's the target right there. See how it reacts. And the target is always going to, we want to target the pivots, but really the real target is going to be the top of this rectangle here. You see pumping. What's volume was on? Picking up. Off the volume on 15 minutes. See if people take notice. So o'clock, 1 minute, that candle starting to decrease, maybe picking up a little bit.
Y'all check out my new Hemingway electric bike. This is a Hemingway Cruiser. Baddest electric bike out there. That's right. I said electric, okay? Check out the power of this thing. Y'all know the boys do that with crotch rocket. What I'm talking about. You say that? You can't do that with your little pedal bike, can you? Oh, we don't mind, good.
I had to leave that on there. I didn't know if that was real or fake. That's just real.
It sounded like it was on TV, a comedy, man.
Yeah, it must have been my neighbor down the road or something.
Should have kept it on, and we need a good laugh. It breaks
I know
into
that.
stress, reliever.
I thought it was like Talladega Nights there for a second. Dang. You see these guns? You see them? I'm gonna open a can of whoop ass. Oh.
You know, it's funny with all the different people that are on here and everybody being from different parts of the world, and within the US, you have so many different accents. And so the only thing I could think of is those old cartoons from Warner Brothers or Bugs Bunny, when you have, the Daffy Duck, Yosemite, and they all have different accents. One's got a Brooklyn accent, the other one's got a Southern accent, etc.
It makes for some exciting times. Tesla's rocking here. Tesla hit target right there. I didn't get in this time. Nice. Oh shit, shop though. Tesla breaks that pivot. Tesla breaks. There's more resistance at 715. That's where I'm gonna get interested at it.
What about AMD, red to green?
AMD, let's take a look at. Shop over 1545 is gonna be long. AMD. AMD. Yeah, what was that? AMD looking good. PMG up. 2 down, 2 up, 60. Been moving down pretty good though. Could be a pullback to downside on the higher time frames. It looks good. The only thing that's concerning is right here at 107.80. There's a lot of resistance right there. There's also a pivot right on the 30 at 108.22. It's throwing a long signal, but it's coming right back through a really tight chop. There's a lot of stuff going on right there between 108 and where it's currently at. Shit, Novak's is fixing to break out too. AMD just gave it a few. We're getting a lot of reversal signals here. Novak's volume starting to pick up just a hair on it. And Novak's filled that damn gap, man. Crazy. Novak's filled that gap this morning. There's a $40 gap. Novak's gonna be long when it crosses 241. And Myrna's long right now, guys. MRNA. Myrna long, so it's a break and a retest of that area.
I was going to go against what you said about FSR, and I was going to buy before it hit that VWAP. I said, no, I'm going to stick to my guns. guess what? It
What
dumped.
happened? Oh, shit. Okay.
Not much, but I mean, look,
Not bad.
you know,
Oh, yeah, target was, our entry was 1837. It's to pull back the downside. So now it's short with the target being 1737. It's short right this second. 1737 is first target, and then gap fills the second. But your safer entry is when it crosses below 1720. And the reason being because it's just chopping sideways right now is what it's doing. But yeah, so it went short there. The reason being, I'll show you, is because gapped up, it pulled back. So somebody took some profits there, now it's trying to go short again. Target's going to be below. Your safer entry is when it crosses the low. So it does this. We take it when it crosses here. On the way. The reason it's safer is because sometimes price will pull back, come down, and then start to chop. It breaks that one side of the other. What's going on? We losing a choppy mess hole. PayPal's starting to curl just a hair. So keep an eye on that. Etsy's in the chat trying to come back up. SQ would be nice to watch. Oh shit, BA's rolling over here. We can't get in the BA short. BA show. Oh shit, shop's long right now. Missed it. Why didn't my alert go off? BA short, the only thing is target's 234, which is only like 20 cents away. But it's a tweezer top on the 60. If that'll make a new high there, it's rolling over. Target's 234 on it. So BA is short. And hopefully it can break back through that 234 range. So if they'll make a new high on the day, or break that pivot. So BA is short. First target 233.47. And shop. Shop reverse 2-2 back up. 2-1-2 on the 30. So see it right here. And here's a 2-2. It actually broke and closed above it. So I want to show you it's a break and a retest happens on both sides. It don't make a shit which one it is. So right here, price came up, rejected, make a higher low. Pull back the downside. Now it's pull back the downside. There's your 2-2. It's the first sign of this problem when it's going to make a new low. All right, price closed above it, so it does this. Retest, push up. All right, you can take it as soon as it retests that, and it actually broke above support resistance level right here. Right. So you got a break above support, and also you have a retest that level. And whenever that happens, you're always going to target to the high, and then support resistance along the way. Right. Right. Let's try to come back down. See what WD trying to come up. So let's hang on to this for a second and see where we are. Yeah.
Right now, the VWAP on Boeing is 234.37. It seems to not want to go through there.
234.37.
Yep.
Thank you, Jeff. Where are you from, Jeff?
Kansas City.
Yeah, like from state. What state are you?
I'm in Kansas.
Okay. There's some big old deer in Kansas.
Yeah. I see them about every day.
All right. Okay. What's VWAP again on BA?
234.37.
Thank you, sir. 234.37.
That's on the 15-minute chart.
Yeah, there's a pretty good amount of resistance right or support right at yeah,
You got Jerry, you got 232 on anchored VWAP. That's on the daily.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. If you've been
So
in a
it's
pretty good
holding that.
uptrend. What's that? A little bit of support right here on the 5-minute at 234.56. You can see it on the 15 too. They all line up. Right here. Yeah, it's sitting on top of there. Yeah. Let's see what we do right quick. See, oh, WD. Looks like it's trying to reverse back up here. So on this thing here, price expanded. It's making higher lows. And price came down, closed above it, retested a couple times. Now it's pushing up. This is the strongest support resistance level. And target's going to be here, 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 here. We'll go to 5-minute for confirmation and entry. Entry on this is going to be when it crosses current high there. So when it crosses 260.30, it's going to be long. Target's going to be top of this red candle here, opening here. It needs to cross the high here by 10 cents. There's no entry. SQ trying to come back up. SQ trying to do a move.
Tesla hit target.
Nice. Oh, Tesla. Hit it right to the penny almost, didn't it? First target's here. Second target here. If it breaks through this area right here, this thing will come up to C717. And the reason being, there's a lot of chop right here. A shit ton. So it needs a lot of strength. Volume's increasing on it too. So 15.
Are you still in X, Jerry?
No, I got kicked out of X earlier. I put a limit on there and it kicked me out. I made some pretty good money on it. So I was holding it since yesterday. But yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't paying attention. Kicked me out early. Starting to roll over. Let's pull it up right quick. I want to show you. This could be a break and a retest. These patterns on every, you'll see them on every ticker. So here's a pattern right here. Flat top breakout right here. And then we can see price expand through here. Right there. So your stop should be 10 cents below this level. And if it wants to, it could break out of that area. It did break. It could retest and go higher. So if it bounces off this area right here, we can see it push up. And if it bounces, we can quickly see it push right back up to 28.96. And what a beast, man. What a beast. These contracts were, 40, 50 cents. Like if you get a small account, you should be up a crap ton today, at least 300%, 200%.
Yeah, I did make some money on this, Jerry. Thank you. Good call.
You're very welcome, my friend.
Jerry, what's that white line on your screen right at the 2769 mark?
Oh, that's just TPO profile. So that TPO profile is just a standard profile. And so it's priced at low and priced at high. I think, no, it's not. It's volume at high and volume at low. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And then
Thank
the
you.
point of control, you're welcome. The point of control line, I've made it purple and made it wider than the rest. And it just tells me where most shares have been bought and sold, and it can act as support and resistance. And, if I'm in a trade, I'm dialing it down. I'll pay attention to it every once in a while. You see price acts like a magnet to it. It just shows me where most shares are bought and sold after the day. And when I first started trading, I actually had the profile, the volume at price profile turned on. It's let's see, right here. Okay. And sometimes you'll hear me say these big red and green candles are nothing more than a gap. Well, when you're looking at a big red candle and you're looking at the volume at price profile, where is a big candle at, you'll see a hollow spot. It's concave here. And there's less volume in these areas. So right here we have some pretty good sized candles. And you can see how there's not much volume there. So it allows the price to go through these areas very quickly. So when I'm saying that, it has to do with this volume
Hey,
profile.
Jerry, I think Tesla's long.
Oh yeah, shit, yeah. Tesla's long here, guys. Target pivot 15, pivot 30, pivot 60. Novax is long too, guys. And the video's long. And that means we need to keep eye on Etsy too and Roku. And Shop. And Docu's reversing. The profile. So X, if it breaks below here, it is breaking below it. If it breaks below 28.50, it's going to be short, unfortunately. Edit. Alert on that. Let's see what it's doing. Ooh, edit's going along right here. Breaking the 60. 4 hour in the daily pivot. Made a lower high on the weekly coming up. It's EGIT. Volumes increased on it too. The break, retest the pivot 5, going up. A lot of volume coming up through that 60 pivot. Look, Tesla. HD's breaking again. All right, test above pivot on the 5-minute here. Hopefully it breaks retest this area. This is what we want to see right here. So here's an inside up. It's a measure move right here. It chops sideways. It breaks out on high volume here. Pulls back again with a flat top break. Pulls back, gone. Now you want to see it retest this area here for one higher, because price expands on these. So look at price expansion.
That'd be a nice measured move on that last 5-minute candle, right, Jerry? If it breaks back up.
Yeah.
On Tesla.
Yeah, if it don't fail here. Right here too was a pivot. Yeah, that'd be a nice measure move right here. Your stop should really be at 50% of this candle here. The strongest support resistance is right here. So I wasn't able to get in it, but if it breaks above us right here, I'll hop in it. I want it to break above right here.
Novak's high today, Jerry.
Novak's long, boy, shoot. And Myrna could come right back up too. So there's a Momo hammer right there on Tesla. Tesla's long here, guys.
Jerry, you said that the stop should be about halfway down that candle, 50% of that candle.
Yes, sir.
Why is that?
Because the candle could be so wide. If you put your stop at the bottom, you're giving back half your profits. So usually on a big candle like that, I'll set 50%. Say you're in a profit, right? And then it shoots a big $5 candle. You know, if it pulls back all the way down to your closest support, you've given up that $5, which could be, you know, $300. So at that point, I'd rather cut it at 50% of the width of the candle and then re-enter on the break. So I'd rather cut it here for profit and then re-enter when it breaks the high of this candle here.
I gotcha.
Just safely.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're very welcome, sir. Because I'll show you the strongest support resistance level is right here, minus 10 cents. So if it wants to, it can pull back all the way to here, and you're giving up. You know, if it went from here, you know, if you're in it, if it went from 716.60 down to 713, it's like 360. You're giving up.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Etsy's curl on here. Usually in this correction, Etsy and Roku is one of the first ones to start leading or following. So Etsy's long here. The only thing is the target's not very far away. It's 190.20's target. But Etsy looks a lot better if it breaks that 190.40. And more than likely it will hit this target here. Next target would be 193.40 and then gap there. And let's look at the 4-hour on this thing here. This is the same pattern we're looking for on the 5, 15, 30, 60. Same pattern. It's the same exact pattern all the time. See it? I say it all the time, but look, price expands here. Price expands here. And then what happens is comes down, pulls back, comes down, pulls back, comes up, breaks through. Let me change the color. Price expands to the 4 hour, pulls back, retest it again. Now it's starting to come back up. Pulls through. Now it's starting to come back up. So it's making higher lows. We've got to close above it. So it expands here. Now it's starting to come back through. So now we got to close above it. Here's your first pullback after the close. And we'll target the pivot high. And breaks through there, we'll target the next one. The next one, the next one. After expansion, we want to see it close above it, and then we want to start seeing pullbacks to the upside. That gives confirmation for reversal trend. So you never want to really guess the bottom of this thing. Like here, we got to close above it. So to expand it through here, we got to close above it on this candle here, and then it pulls back, and then it fails to make it fails to break the high. So it didn't never make a new high here. So there's no entry when it done this right here. But when it broke through a second time, expanded right here, it made a lower or higher low. On this candle here is a higher low. It breaks through, closes above it, it pulls back, and now we got to push up. So now we got reversal of trend. And this thing would have been long on the lower time frames. I would have took it long when it crossed here. Target here, 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 here. So it's the same pattern on all time frames. So Etsy will get to 205. I don't know when, but it will get there. If you can sit through the pullbacks on the way up, that's where Etsy is going. Because Etsy is making lower highs here. Myrna's still pushing here too, guys. Myrna broke, retested on the 15, pushing up. So.
Jerry, check out LLY. It's going.
LLY. Myrna's almost the first target here at 485. Next target 497. That's a $20 move, guys. It's a $20 move. Right here, price comes up, retest. Now she's pushing back up. It's a 2 down, 2 up classic hammer. First target here, second target's there, and then new highs. So you remember every time frame it's on pullback, it's a lot of green with no really decent pullback on it. Pulls back to here, now it's going. And that's the thing with conflict. We want in a strong uptrend like we got on the month and the week. We want a big ass pullback because these position players they're buying, and anytime they get a discount, they're going to buy it up. They're going to buy it straight back up. This thing's not dying. It's going to go right back up to here. And you can take Novaks too. It doesn't matter. Take your pick. I like Myrna because it's coming back to 497. Lily. I like Lily, but it's a pain in the ass to get out of. I made good money on it, but one time I was taking it and I would swing from 100 to 80 and then 80 to 60 and then from 60 to 90. There's some big swings. Let's see what the volume looks like on today. So yeah, the volume sucks on it, right? But it's got a pretty clean
Hey,
chart.
Jerry. Sherry,
Yeah.
can you look at Tesla on a 60 minute? I want to ask you a question.
Mhm.
On a Tesla 60.
As soon as it breaks the high of the day, it's still long, targeting 3060. Hit it.
Steel. These are the areas where I would focus if you're day trading. Swing traders, steel is most likely to continue. Maybe we get a little flag tomorrow.
Okay.
On that Tesla 60, how often do you ever take that cradle trade that you had, or that 2-1-2 back up? Do you do that very often?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll do it. Absolutely. I usually
So
take it on 5 minutes.
when you get that kind of formation, that's a good one to take then, right?
Yeah. It's just a red or green move, is all it is. Now,
Right.
usually on something like that, though, I would target the top of this candle here.
Yeah.
But
But at least
I'll
you
do
get
it.
the bigger meat. Like right now, we're running into congestion where there's less congestion there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Anytime you're going back through range or chop, it's anything can happen. So right here's a lot of choppy stuff. A
Yep.
lot, and anything's possible. I mean, this thing could do any of this. It could do all kinds of crazy stuff. So anytime you're outside of that range, if you're outside this right here or outside this right here, it's safer. So you see when it dropped out of this range here, it just went straight down. And then since we got this big red candle blocking all this garbage here, price went straight back up. That's the beauty of the big candles. Whenever you got big candles, it blocks out all the chop. It just blocks it out. Up here, there's no blocking it. You know what I'm saying? You got all this. All this is just a really ugly, choppy mess.
Did you look at, I'm changing the topic. Did you look at Myrna? If you look at, we had that flat top breakout yesterday around 458. Look where it pulled right back there at that flat top and then took right back off. You can see that flat top at 458 yesterday.
You look out on 60?
I was looking at the, you can see it on, say, like a 15, went sideways, 5-6 candles, it was just flat, and then boom.
It was like,
yes.
It was perfectly flat too, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then turned around. That's where we got rebought again today.
Yeah.
Remember, that's how you always said, we draw those lines across where the support and
that's exactly what happened. So
exactly what you said.
Just a break and a retest. So breaks out of here.
Yeah, that was a good spot.
What it did is expanded right there. So it just broke, basically it broke, it retested, and it came back up. Beautiful. All this is still chop, but it's pretty clean chop. That's exactly what happened though. Break, retest, on. And then look right here on the 60 even. From several days ago it broke. And it just goes to show you that the longer price stays inside this range, the bigger the break. So it traded sideways for several days. It finally broke and it had here's that volume leading up to the break. So that's something to take notice of. Is a lot of times you'll see volume, a big volume increase as price goes to the break. So it breaks out here, pulls back through, and then goes higher. So it pushes up, expanding the range. It pulls back, and it comes up. So what happened is it actually, it's actually expanded. Okay. I'm not drawing exactly right, but you can see expand right there. Beautiful yesterday. Big starting to pick up just a hair. I took all my numbers off my charts. Trying to get rid of anything robbed. Netflix is kind of basing on the bottom. Netflix has been in a pretty decent uptrend. So it's pulling back the last few days. Ooh. I take that back. Netflix is really ugly on the higher time frames.
Hey, Jared, do you mind taking a look at Boeing? It looks like it's starting to curl back up.
BA.
Thank you.
Welcome. Yeah, it's got a 2-2 hammer. All right, let's take a look at the 15. Actually, the 5. The lower time frame you go, the more information you get. So let's take a look. The pivot. The first time there's a problem on this thing is it failed to make a new high here. So when you're looking at stuff, when you're in the trade or when you're looking at it, pay attention to the wicks, where they open and where they close. You know, because the next candle opens and it fails to make a higher high, there's a problem. There's a sign of weakness going on. Right off the bat, I want to look at the pivots. I want to see where the pivots are. I also want to look for support resistance level. Right here's a pretty good support resistance level right there. And see it right here.
So what would your entry be? Would it be the high of the day of 236.24?
No, I would take it as soon as it crossed. The safest entry is when it crosses right here. Right there. It's pretty good support resistance right there. Take it there. And really, it's long right now, but the target's only is only right here. Right. So it goes long when it goes solid green, but the problem is your target's not far at all. So this right here is pretty strong support resistance right here in this area. So if you drew this as one candle, a 2, you're 25% above the base. Now you're going to look for your closest support resistance level, and that's going to be where you target entry.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I took a small position on that 2 up on the 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Jerry, you know, there's a script out there that I posted a whole bunch of them in the Discord, where it highlights and combines all these candles together so people can have a better vision of the combination of those candles, especially on the lower time frames. It does it for you.
What is it combined like a? Is it making a compound?
It shows it looks 3 red candles together, and it's like a lighter shading of red that makes it into one, you know. And then the next one, again, 3 more candles, and if they're all red, again, it shades one big candle. So it kind of gives you that visual you're talking about, where you can see the candles together as one.
But you're saying it marks 3 similar candles?
Yep. And it, yeah, exactly like that. And it makes it, yeah, exactly like this. The script shows it to you exactly like that.
Okay. Interesting.
Dan, where is that script?
I posted it on the Discord. Believe it was in the general chat. I gotta open up Discord. I can tell you in a second. Give me a moment. I gotta figure out which script it is that's doing that too. Let me.
So it just puts like three down candles or something, or is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, exactly. And then 3 up candles, it does green. So it's very, very helpful.
Yeah, that's, I think Ramon does stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, hey.
Exactly. That's where I got a whole bunch of
Yeah,
scripts I got from him.
Could you repost it in there?
Yeah, let me find it for the old one, and I can point you guys right in the same direction.
What that study does, so you know, the candlestick overlay, it overlays 3 or 4 different time frames on top of each other, so you could see the 5-minute, the 15-minute, the 30-minute, and 60-minute, because they're shaded differently. And if that works for you, it's great because you can actually see exactly where all 4 chart levels are at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If to everybody, if you guys go to the general chat and you look at August 4th at around 9:27 p.m., there are a bunch of scripts in there. I posted a whole list. No, it's just a question of some of them are also scans and watch lists. I got to figure out which one of these scripts it is. Was it before that? No, those are watch lists. This is. Okay, let me see. I have to look around now for it. Give me a few minutes.
Carvana hit target. It was ugly on the way. It's trying to break again. That was long. Yes, nigga. Billiards. Clean chart right there. E. Well, retail's picking up today. HD's getting trying to break out again. I'm probably fixing to call it. We're getting a lot of chop here. And
Is Novak's rolling over?
I don't think so. It might be, but it's bouncing. It's holding around that pivot on the 15. And if you look at the 60, it's just 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. So it's bouncing on the 15, but it's testing the pivot on the 60. I'd much rather hold the base than. So right now it's holding here. It is making lower highs. What it's doing is kind of flagging. So it is. Right now it's doing this. So it's making, it made a higher low here. It's making lower highs. So it's wedging.
Where would be a good place to buy that if it headed up?
If it breaks 248.20, it'd be long. And your stop should be right here. Right there. Here's 60. So the stop on it is 240.20.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. The greatest chance of success is staying in a trade the longest. CRWD's almost the base. It couldn't break out the bottom here. So CRWD is 212.6 down. Target's going to be pivot low. So CRWD breaks 257.20. Be short. Target's not very far away. 255.60. Shop's going short. Let's put this out. Price expansion. Break down, pushed up. That's going to break down. So shop is short. Target's going to be the base. Right here. Shop is short. I'm talking about chop. Really, what it's doing is chopping. All this is just a chop. 2 and the inside. Costco trying to come off. Just chopping. Saba trying to cut off. Let's bring up Saba. So shop's short. Target's going to be below. And really, wick, body, and then wick. Saba's breaking right now. Needs to break 108.75. Saba's got a beautiful chart. 212 weekly, and it's got a big old red candle come up. First target's going to be pivot high, 118. Beautiful. Saba's got a beautiful charts on the higher time frame. Needs to break 108.70 for it to be long, but you see volume increasing on it. This candle still got 5 minutes left on it. It's up to 125% average volume. And if you look on the daily, well, hang on, any of them. Big red candle. Price expanded here, price expanded here. And then pushed up, pull back, 2 pullbacks, 3 pullbacks, 4 pullbacks. So it's making higher highs and higher lows. So it's trending back up. We always target the pivot high and the pivot lows. On top of that, it's got a big red candle, so price can quickly shoot up through there. Volume's up 161%. 4 minutes left in the candle. Need to cross 109.15 now. What do you got?
You got a 5-minute hammer on Boeing.
Oh, yeah, Boeing looks really good. Target's still high today. Still high today. So we're just breaking down here. And really, NVIDIA here on the 60, 212 down. Just trying to pull back and hopefully down.
Looks like index is coming back up right now.
Yeah, Novavax has got a pretty clean chart. Got 21212 on 60.
So what would you think Savalonga at 109?
Yeah, 109.20. Yeah, 109.20. We got to make sure it's, volumes, rapidly increasing here, but, it's, they could expand range even on the 515. The good thing that's going for it is it's breaking all these time frames. It's beautiful on the higher time frames. And we got volume increasing, but we want to see, it needs to break this high here. Otherwise, it could expand and go back through range, which is just chop. Which is just chop right here. But it looks really good, I can tell you that. It really wants to break. So it's a 212 back up. Target's going to be 117. And then 126 on the higher time frames. It expanded the daily, expanded the 4 hour, now coming back through. Expands. Figure here, I'll draw it for you. It's actually a very clear chart. So it starts off here. Comes up. And on top of that, it's really clean.
Do you have a video or a link to how to draw these broadening formations? Because
yes,
I mean, I have no clue how you're picking off those candles going backwards.
Well,
you know.
yeah. Usually you just pick the highest, the most recent high and the most recent low, and start
Right.
at the most recent and then just draw it back. And the good thing about the pivots is the pivots usually mark the broadening formation. So you just pick their most recent high and draw it back. You can draw it back to here. You can draw it back to here. And then, you know, here's the most recent low. You can draw it back to here. And, you know, sometimes you can even draw it, you know, closer.
Right. Usually, you know, you use a 3 and a 1 candle for this, right? Then it's.
You can. Yeah, usually it's 3 and a 1.
Okay.
But if you go to resources in Discord, about halfway up, you'll see Rob's videos. It's just breaking it now. Rob's got some videos that are called the Epic Poem, and it's like A through Z. But he goes through a bunch of different tickers just drawing and broadening formations. But you know, you can have 10 people draw the same ticker, and you'll probably have about 7 or 8 different drawings.
Yeah.
It really just depends on everybody's interpretation of it. But I think the main thing to take away from it is just to know that price expands. And for me, it's more important to know about expansions on the pivot. So when you see the pivot, if you understand that the price expands, then you're looking for expansion to the top side, the downside. And that's important to keep you out of these traps. So if you know price can expand on the pivot high, you're going to be looking out for a trap, a bear trap or a bull trap, and expands to the bottom. So you could be looking out for a bear trap. And you want to know that price expands to the bottom side because of stop placement and expansion. So say price breaks up, price can expand back through the pivot before going higher. So price is not, or you're not going to set your stops vertically, and it keeps you out of trouble. You know, we can see expansion on the daily, the weekly, and all that stuff. HD is breaking right now, but you know, it's nice. It's pretty to look at on the higher time frame, but really it's irrelevant to us because we're mostly, you know, day trading. So you know, weekly broad information don't really mean nothing. And I say that because a lot of times I've drew hundreds and hundreds of these broad informations on the daily and the weekly and stuff, and then go back later, you know, a week or two later, and price just blew right through it, the expansion. So it's, you know, it's just kind of pointless to me. It's good practice, but you know, the pivots, you know, these pivots, well, they're so wonderful. They mark the expansion. And you know, when you see expansion, let's look at Roku real quick. When you look at the expansion, and it starts to wick back through, you can just assume that price expand there, and it's probably going to go back to the base. And that's why, you know, when there's expansion, we're always going to target the pivot high, the pivot low, just because it's clean targets on it. But Roku on the weekly and the monthly too, I pulled up on the weekly, it's a bit easier to see. But you see, by looking at the pivot here and seeing the most recent high, price expanded right there. Okay. So it's safe to assume that price could expand on the base too. And so price came down, pushed up, taking out the stops here, and it's starting to come back through. And there's a molar shooter to the downside. So we can expect it to come all the way back down to at least the pivot low and probably expand to take this stop out before reversing going higher.
Sava looks like it went, or it's about to.
Yeah, Sava breaks its high, it'll be long. Just 10 cents above us.
Hey, Dan, somebody just dropped a script, I think last week, about automatically drawn broadening formations. And it's got some scan criteria in there and everything. I'm going to find it. I'll post it in the scripts and scan section.
Ooh, that'd be nice. And I've got something, I found something a while back that that works pretty good, but it don't work all the time. I found it a while back. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Let's see if you might be able to do something with it. Modify it or something.
I have a similar problem, but I take a pill for that.
Yeah, expansion. Let's see here. Right. Here we go. Let's see if this is it. And I messed around with this for a while to kind of see, and I got it dialed in pretty good one time. You might be able to take this right here, Tim, and work with it. It marks pivots and it marks expansion. You might be able to dial it in a little bit and make it better.
Did you make that?
No, I found this several months ago. See it?
Yeah.
Let's pull up Etsy. But what it does is, you know, I noticed that price expanded on the pivots, and I went looking. Now there's a bunch of resources and stuff. But I got it. I can't remember the numbers I had it set on, but I had it set where it worked pretty damn good at one time.
Fubo's pushing. It looks like it broke its flat top.
Fubo?
Yep, it's pushing.
BA hit target here, guys. If you took BA long, if you had BA long, it hit target.
AA looks like it's might make another move.
Here's a test on that broadening formation. I'll post it and you see what you can do with it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I never thought about using the pivot high and low as the broadening formations. That, I mean, and what you're saying makes complete sense. That could be pretty awesome. For me,
yeah,
we can do with that. Yeah,
because I notice all the time, you know, the pivots mark expansion, even on the lower time frame. That's where it's at. I'm gonna post in chat.
Tim, that piece that Jerry showed, I learned that from him probably a month ago. That saves you so much trouble when they come up to those major pivots to draw a broadening formation, a little high, a little low, because they usually stop there in reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you and I were talking about that 2 weeks ago.
I mean, everything about Jerry is just knowledge. You know, I think Jerry's got 10 eyes. He knows where everything's at. He ain't human.
I'm a robot.
Hey, Corey, did you check the chat in the Discord? I posted the scripts with the
Yeah,
shading of the candles.
Thank you, Dan. Hey, Dan, on that broadening formation, all it is practice. You know, if you just practice finding out what's the high and a lower high, but if you find the ones that have valleys, they're the easiest. You know, that's how you draw those broadening formations. So,
Right. It's the ones that have the chop that are very convoluted.
yeah,
you know,
but then
are
from
the-
those, you just sometimes bypass those, and like Jerry said, stay away from that crap, the chop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the more you see it, I mean, before I used to practice a lot, took me a while, and then now I don't even need to draw them. I can see them in my head.
Yeah.
But Jerry's not even human, man.
It's a talent, man. I don't know.
I mean, when I draw the channels and stuff like that, it's very, very helpful because for future reference and when you go into the different time.
You know, there's a
frames.
guy out there on the website on Twitter, I think he's called Resilient or something. All he trades is broadening formations. You should hook up with his Twitter account.
Do you know what it is?
Let me see so I can find him. I'll tell you. He posts, that's all he posts, inside bars, and he's a nice guy too.
I was trying to go again.
It's his name. Yeah,
I've got
it's
my
called
target on Boeing.
it's called a.resilient.journey. a.resilient.journey.
Yeah, Boeing hit target there.
Yeah, it
So
took
when it
about
comes
an hour,
up,
but it did.
Yeah. Now we could double top here, so be careful.
Yeah, I'm out already. I took it.
Thanks,
But thanks for that.
Yeah, you
He's
always
got a
want-
lot of stuff. He posts all the strat signals. He's a Christian guy, really good guy. He's not a jerk. He's just like Jerry. He's a twin of Jerry. Probably not as can trade 50 tickers like Jerry, but he's a good guy. He's like Tim.
Well, thank
We
you,
don't have
Corey.
good- we don't have good strength. Crap, 212 down, breaking that pivot on the 15. HD just break after break after break here. Now, VA could break out. If it does, it'd be long. But HD is just consolidation break after consolidation break. And HD, you can see 335. This thing's gonna get to 345. Myrna's breaking down, Novax is breaking down. A lot of choppy chop. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna call it here. And there's just too much chop going on. After
Jerry,
11
you're
o'clock.
amazing today.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
You know,
Have
I
a
don't
good
think
one.
anyone can trade shop better than you. Nobody. That's got to be one of the toughest stocks to trade. And you murder that thing.
I love shop, especially when you get them big old candles. Gosh, it's money. Money. Well, I appreciate you, Corey.
I have a feeling Disney's going to put in a move tomorrow.
Consolidating.
Our chart looks like it's consolidating, and daily then could move up.
Yeah, it's consolidating on the daily and 4 hour. It did make a higher low on the 4 hour and on the daily. It's wedging for sure. It's flagging. Very real good. Now it's a really tight consolidation on the 5 minute. And volume has been unusual today. Usually high. Be careful out there, guys. VIX is starting to pick up here. We're going to take it down with it. A lot of chop. We just don't know what direction everything's going. It's just hard to say. You can scout, but you just got to be careful. Or you don't have to give them money back. You don't want to give nothing back. So, CRWD's hitting target here. That went 212 down 60. Target is a 60. And volume usually, leads the break. And you see volume ramping up right here on crowd. So that's a nice little play right there. And it wants to come down and see 239. On the weekly, it's making little lows. It's flagging too on the weekly. It's a nice little scalp there. Y'all have a good day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
You too.
Jerry.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Hey, Dan.
Jerry.
You're welcome. Thank you all.
Sure, Jerry. Jerry, I think you helped Dan out. Dan's really turned out to be a really good trader.
There's a lot of smart people in there, man. And it's just like, taking the tools you have and, using them. And you really, there's, the trading, the signals are the easy part, but you have to know all the stuff that goes with it. Otherwise, if you're not paying attention to, something that happened in the past, you can really get trapped into something or kicked out. So, you got to look at the entire picture when it comes to trading.
CCL is pushing.
Thank you. Yeah, if you get focused on one thing, you'll not see it all. And that's the beautiful thing about the multi-time frame analysis. You can see everything, past patterns and predict behavior, and the lower time frame lets us, lead. And you can't get so focused on the smaller time frame that you don't see the bigger picture. So you pretty much got to be looking at everything. It's a dance. It is a dance. Y'all have a good evening. I'll see you tomorrow.